James Robertson, joined by my co-commentator for this afternoon, Graham Statham. Nice to meet you, mate, and I'll let you go through the Rams side.
Rightio. At fullback we have Bray Porter. On the wings, Mitchell Wilson and Brandon Hamilton. Our centres today are Josh Belfanti and Zach Williams. Our halves combinations are Kyle Mawini and Cooper Egan. Our big props are Jackson Gerback and Bill Statham. Hooker, Fletcher Haycock. Our second rowers, Aston Warwick and Matthew Noakes. Our captain and lock, Finley Nilsson. Our reserves today, Riley Wake in the 14, Jesse Shorter 15, John McKay 16, and Sam Ramadi our 17.
And quickly going through the Colts side, Ty Dowdle at fullback, he'll be the captain as well. On the wings, Connor Harrison and Elia Georgievski. In the setters, Kurt Zeidlins, Regan Hurley's out, so we'll see who comes in, possibly Lachlan Turner in the 18 jersey. In the halves, Jackson Gilbert, who scored that try at the dying moments last week to win for the Monaro Colts. At the halfback is Mitch Evans. Locking the scrum is Bradley Terry. In the second row, Damien Chamberlain and Keegan Kenny, the deadly duo. And up front, Jake Bolin, Cody McCullum, Nicholas Navarro, and on the bench, Jacob Leahigh, Zem Azapati, Jacob Steen, and Jack McDougall. William D'Amato signals time on, and we are underway here. The under-16s Andrew Johns Cup. The first run here from the Western Rams. A good solid defence to start proceedings here. It's a beautiful day here in Parks. Quite warm, about the 29-degree mark. Should be getting up to 34, so definitely heat going to play a factor into this game.
Going out wide early.
Yeah, good to see Aston Warwick. It's so important to start these sets, especially early on in the contest. Try and get to your kicks as they do there. The fullback and captain, a lot to do. Juggles it. Did he regain possession of the football? No.
He's not happy though. He thought he did.
Yeah, rare mistake there from the fullback. We saw in the contest last week in the 18s. Never let the ball bounce. Try and get to it on the full, but it's down to the skill of the halfback in 5'8" to try and find that open space.
Look for grass.
It'll be Mawini to feed the scrum here. Interesting to see what the Rams do with their first possession of the football. A little run around, bit of old school player now, Mawini. Be taken there on the 20-metre line. So Colts defence will have to be solid here.
Zach Williams with the ball there, just hitting it up out to the right-hand side of the field.
Yeah, from St John's Dubbo.
As a captain, Finley Nilsson. Been strong for the Rams, first 3 rounds.
And look to put in a tough, good job here today for his team. They come out to the left-hand side. Nice ball, but the defence is there again for the Colts. Fullback Bray Porter was sweeping around the outside. He stayed there to the short side. Kick into the in goal, but it's taken dead by the skipper, Dowdle, and it'll be a line drop out here for the Monaro Colts.
Good start for the Rams. They've got all the way up to the other end of the field.
And putting pressure on early, so important. Trying to force that repeat set, especially off the error from the skipper himself. Shallow sort of drop out, just dribbling along the ground. Nice pick up there, though.
Bill Statham with the ball. Good run, makes his yards. Good tackle, 3 in the tackle.
Always important to get numbers in the tackle.
Jackson Gerback, his prop partner. He's been strong for the first 3 rounds as well.
We won't miss him with that mop of hair.
No.
Now to the right they come. They've got the numbers. It's touched there by the winger from the Colts, so it should be 6 to go.
Oh, he's knocked on.
In fact, they'll call a knock on here from the Rams. I thought there might have been a touch there from the Colts, not ruled. So they're let off there. They're going to scrum 10 metres out from their own line. So running through this Rams side, who are the danger men to look out for?
Definitely the captain. He's been very strong so far for us. He's really led by example. To be honest, they've been pretty strong across the park. I mean, undefeated, coming into the match undefeated shows that they're playing well as a team. The coach, Tony Wool, now has really stuck solid with the team, hasn't made any changes for the first 4 rounds. This is the 4th one. Everyone stayed the same, and they're just gelling as a team well across the park.
And won't be happy with that penalty given away. and also coming off the back of the win last year in the 16s, to come back with a pretty new squad, some familiar faces here and there. It's obviously hard to keep the same squad with people going up to Harold Matts and SG Ball, but just the system in place to get the players together and just play the same style of football. Good hit there from the lock forward, Nielsen. Now we've seen this time and time again, incorrect play the ball. Got to get your foot to the ball, play between the legs, and that wasn't done so there, so they're really let off the Rams.
Yes, you can't believe at this age they're still doing that mistake.
And we see it all the way through to first grade, some players not playing the ball correctly, so
it's a coach killer.
Well, it's something well implemented by the referees and rugby league in general, trying to clean up the ruck area. Makes for a better product, in my opinion. Out to the right-hand side, short on numbers the Colts, but they'll just take it one up off the ruck. Nice show there, and now
good hand
bounces into the hand of Marwini. Shows some fancy footwork there. He'll take it towards the goal line 5 metres out. Some space on the right-hand side if they want to go there. Just trying to barge their way over.
And I think he did. That's Jackson Gerback.
Gerback gets the opening points for the Western Rams in the under-16s. Andrew Johns Cup, 4 points to 0. They lead over the Colts.
Impressive little decoy runs, and the opposition were in two minds as to which way they were going with that ball, so that was clever play by the Western Rams.
Sometimes it's not actually what you do with the ball, but it's those different shapes out of the back. We've seen earlier the fullback, Bray Porter, go to the short side and just lurk around the back and, like you said, put the defence in two minds as to what the Rams are going to do. They had a lot of players out here to the right-hand side, but just opted to go short and a little barge over there. Good opening points.
Matthew Noakes, the kicker. I think he got 5 from 5 last week down at Wollongong.
Would have been tough to kick in Wollongong. Definitely a breeze to speak about.
Lovely conditions down there last week. And he starts off his campaign today in style. That's 6-0 to the Western Rams.
Definitely the start that Coach Tony Woolnough would have been talking about. Early points. The Colts, they'll want to come back and have a good set of defence and hopefully get the ball, get down into enemy territory and hit straight back.
Important thing from this kickoff too is no mistakes. You don't want to be scoring and then making mistakes, so he'll be looking to get to their kick on this set. It's Bill Statham running the ball up.
A hard charge, some late footwork.
Yards. Now they've got to follow it up. Matthew Noakes, goal kicker.
There's some good line speed here from the Colts, but not really making the full impact on their tackles as they would like. Only 3 tackles in. They're already up to halfway, the Rams.
And passed.
That's Warwick.
And a strip there. Yes.
And well seen by the referee. Possibly getting a word from the touchy there.
I think he might have.
So good eyes there.
Fletcher Haycock with the kick for touch.
Just a little dink.
Jackson, the try scorer, through
straight
the gap.
Through.
Got a bit
Full
of pace
back to beat.
for a big boy. Bit of pace there.
Good footwork too. Both the prop forwards do. Now they got numbers out to the right once again. They opt to go that side. Nice
And
short ball. Too easy. Far too easy. Talk about those shapes. He went straight through the dummy to Cooper Egan, and then the ball back on the inside to the goal kicker himself in Matt Noakes.
We see Matthew Noakes crash over for his first try of the match. Western go to 10. Kick to come. Monero hit the score.
We were saying how important it is from the kickoff to make sure there's no mistakes. Well, Western Rams made it back to over the 50, got a late penalty for a strip, and they've really made sure it counted.
And how tough is it to bounce back from such a late penalty, late in the tackle count? You know, you've done all the hard work up towards the 4th tackle, and then you give away a penalty like that.
Yeah,
Set of 6.
It was just ill discipline, that strip.
This conversion a tad more difficult than his last one, but I'm sure the quality of goal kicker that he is, he'll slot this over with ease. No real breeze to speak about. Should be a hot one all day. Flags go up. We have a 12-0 scoreline. The Rams over the Colts.
After 9 minutes of play. Big day of play here today. 5 games throughout the day.
4 games, 16s, 18s, 23s, and the women's tackle.
And they had that development match before this one, so 5 all up.
5
yeah.
all. Well, so, if you come down to Pioneer Oval, you got a fantastic day of rugby league.
Isn't it great that it's all back happening? They've gone to the same side, and there's an error. It's gone behind. It's all right.
He's got some work to do to take it out from his own in-goal, though, and he does that quite comfortably in the end. Good kick-off, but Colts will want to defend well, but...
Cheap yards up there.
Good quick play the balls and just one off the ruck. Hard running from the forwards and the outside backs.
There's little Bray Porter.
Trying to help out his forwards.
Oh, nice little offload, but
now this will be interesting. I think they'll call the error against the Monaro Colts, the number 3 getting the hands to the ball in Kurt Zeidlins. So a real let-off again there for the Rams. It just seems any opportunity that the Colts, any half opportunity they sort of try and grab the ball, they just lose control or just a bit of misfortune.
Kyle Mawini's feeding the scrum here, so it's going out to Josh Belfanti. Nice fend. He's up over the 40-metre line.
But he came back.
And another penalty.
Just holding down there, the fullback trying to give his teammates a bit more time to get back on side, but this quick play the ball from the Western Rams, they're finding their front, playing the ball very quickly. It's a very fast ruck, and the Colts, just at the moment, they're struggling.
15 metres out on the first tackle. It's where you'd want to be.
And definitely set up camp or potentially look for another 4-pointer.
Oh,
and again,
got underneath it. That was good defence.
Yeah, good goal line defence there from the Colts. And I believe it's the number 9, Haycock, just burrowed his way over like a rabbit.
Good little scoot.
Too easy. They weren't expecting it. They were expecting the ball out wide to the left, and he's just gone underneath. And another 4 points, 3 straight tries here for the Western Reds.
Opened up a nice lead early, 16-0.
He goes in for the third try for Western, taking the score to 16-0 with a kick to come.
Another nice easy kick for Noakes to attempt.
Yeah, he'll be loving his teammates at the moment.
Tick over 12 minutes gone. Scoring at more than a point a minute. That will please the coach, Tony Wool, now. And kick's successful, so that's 18 zip.
It's like the refs were preempting to put their flags up. They thought, surely this couldn't miss. Well, you look at this Rams side, like you said, undefeated through the opening 3 rounds, and a very good start here against the Colts.
And you know, this is a first versus second match. So they've come into today knowing they were going to be in for a hard match, but it's panning out a little bit easier than what they had originally thought. They just don't want to go into their shell.
That's it. Or
keep the foot down.
Remember the preparation that you've been through during the week.
It's Bill Statham having another carry back. Yes,
penalty,
with a shoulder.
Shoulder charge for the number 10.
He's big and ugly, the 10 from Western Rams. He'll be able to shake that off. Kicking for touch on the far sideline. And has he made it? No.
Going for the big touch finder, but again, no real win to speak of to carry it over the line. So finally a chance for the Colts, although great defence to push him back. And the Colts won't want to do anything real expansive here. They'll just want to get through their set, put a kick down into the in-goal and try and force a bit of pressure here on the Rams. And there's the 10 boy. He was good last week. Nick Navarro. Solid
good front
contact
on tack by the props, Gerback and Statham.
You know, through these 4 rounds and also last year, I'm just so, not surprised, but the amount of physicality in these 16-year-old, their kids come to be men, but just, you know, the size and stature of some of them and the amount of hits and the size of the hits that they can put on is just extraordinary. So we see a kick down to the wing. And it's the number
Mitch
2
Wilson
taken down.
Thought he could have taken it on the full just to alleviate any fear of a bad bounce, but good little bump and switch there.
Now it's Porter.
Here's Zach Williams. He's making good ground. So they're up to the 40.
Do you think that's a tactic from the Rams, possibly just going through their outside backs early and keeping their forwards as fresh as they can so they don't have to constantly go to the interchange?
Especially in this heat too. I think it's wise just to get them in, get them feeling the ball. Oh, late little flick off the ground there by Williams.
Well, I think if that pass was taken, it might have been a penalty anyway. I thought he was held.
Yes.
But benefit going to the Monaro Colts. 14 and a half minutes to go. No, it's still early days, but the Colts will want to try and set up camp down in the Rams half of the field and try and put some points on the board, at least before half-time.
Geez, they're set deep, the Monaro Colts.
Yeah, well,
the winger's back on his 10-metre line.
We've got the scrum here about 38 metres out, and the winger is inside his own 10. So
this might be a play they've got set up for us.
You hear coaches talk about depth all the time, and, well, that's as deep as I've ever seen a winger stand from a scrum feed.
Good defence then by Warwick, got him onto his back. Now he's got a number up here. Belfanti making that ball nor tackle.
Does on the 3 Zeidland, so Zeidland's coming to the right-hand side. I believe he played on the left-hand side last week. Now through the hands. But again, driving defence.
Both props in that one again.
The big old prop sandwich. First real chance. What's as deep as they've been into enemy territory. That's the last tackle. So let's see what they can do. Trying to milk for a penalty, a well-needed penalty at that. But it's a kick from the halfback in Evans. Almost taken well, but it's going to be picked up.
And try time,
And it's the winger on the far side, Elia Georgievski.
And it's been awarded.
Referee points to the spot, and just a bit of misfortune, a fumble by Bray Porter, picked up by the winger, and he's just gone over for a well-needed try for the Monaro Colts.
That'll put a smile on the Monaro Colts coach. They needed that. Just a bit of a confidence booster for them.
It's the first try for the Monaro lads. 18-4 with a kick to come.
And sometimes you just need that bit of luck. A half-decent kick there from the halfback, but just a bit of a fumble.
Well, it's what you were saying before, James. The idea that the halves just need to find a bit of grass. That whole idea that ball can bounce anywhere, and there you go, it did.
I think it's a very underrated attribute in a halves game, especially at such a young age. We've seen a few dummy halves coming through the ranks in the 16s and the 18s that go for their kicks. On this occasion, it was the halfback, and just trying to find that grass, whether it's finding touch or just putting a bit more pressure back on the fullback or the wingers to bring it back into the defence.
A good general kicker's worth their weight in gold. Here's the kick from out wide.
Does he have it, Evans?
Just to the right.
Goal kicking so important, especially when you want to go up by 6s. So a 14-point deficit, 12 minutes to go. Some changes being made by the Monaro side. We see Jack McDougall, who was very good off the bench last week, and Sam Azzopardi also onto the field for the Colts.
And Sam Ramadi's going on for the Western Rams with Jackson Gerback coming off. That's their first change for the day. So this is the Western Rams' first time they've had to kick off. Going deep.
Let's see what we see off the kickoff. Some more physical contact. Good hit.
Aston Warwick, he didn't miss him.
Well, there's not much to miss there with the big fella, the 17, but
He's a big bopper.
he ran from the back fence more or less. But the Rams getting up off their line very quickly. Up as one. There's Azapati. And something tells me this Rams team doesn't like to concede points at all.
Oh, nice
Some
gap.
intensity, but here we go. It's the 18, Lachlan Turner. He dummies to no one, really. Taken by the
Got it
fullback. Offload.
Still
They're
going.
still going, the Colts. And again, some more second phase play. It comes out to the lock forward, Bradley.
He didn't look. He had 2 on his outside.
But taken well. Good defence there from the Rams.
Still going to the
To
line.
the short side they go. Nice little step, Gilbert.
Oh, penalty. Never onside.
And now I know it's 14 points of difference, but a shift in momentum here for the Colts. They've got the Rams on the back foot, and that's exactly where they want them. McCullum to take the tap kick. Here we go through Keegan Hurley. Now
Out to the
McCullum,
left.
Evans.
Oh, he's come up
Dowdle.
quick. Egan's come up quick then.
Got some good footwork. Dowdle. He'll get to the line.
He forced him back in. Egan came up quick, forced him back inside, and he was just too slick for them.
And the skipper makes up for his earlier mistake in the contest. Scores a great try. Some fancy footwork. Just adjacent to the right upright, Ty Dodal. He reduces this deficit to 10 points.
Now quickly it can turn. Here we were, 18 zip. Should be 18-10 after this. Scored nice and close.
You speak about Cooper Egan coming in off the line. Is it halves, not trusting their inside man or trying to just get up and make front-on contact early so they can try and bring the defender to, the attacker to ground rather?
It's almost sometimes showing too much enthusiasm, where they're just keen to get up there and make that tackle. On that occasion, he forced him. It did force an error in one way. That he couldn't keep going out wide, but his inside men then weren't awake to it.
And sometimes the right option on perhaps the bigger men that might run just a straight line, but with someone so elusive as Ty Dowdle, who has that footwork late at the line, perhaps not the right option.
No.
We see Connor Harrison. We saw this last week, a few changes of goal kicker. He converted 2 last week. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the 18s contest as much as anything here today. The last couple of 18s games I've covered, we've seen 2 draws and a 8-4 game last start yesterday in Guildford. So some close contests, and I expect more of the same between these two sides here today.
Isn't it great to see too? These close games as we go in for the conversion and it's successful.
I thought he missed that there for a second. I was worried.
18-10 with 8 minutes to go. And RO men are coming back.
Yeah, you spoke about the close contest. It's great to see. In terms of the competition as a whole, you want to see all 6 teams from both the Northern Pool and the Southern Pool in all the age groups succeeding and making the competition as exciting as it can be to watch. And well,
Here we go again.
This is going to be exciting.
They've just
Numbers in the tackle. They push him back.
Riley Wake it was. He's just come on for Aston Warwick, so he replaced him. Did the right thing, took his position on the field, and
they're not going to want to take him off the field after contact like that. And again, just great defence.
3 in the tackle.
Well, 3-1, it seems a bit unfair, but that's the way this game works. Pushing the big man back, but now they try to go out wide with Dowdle.
And
up
got
over the
numbers
top.
too.
Nice volleyball-like pass. Now out to the winger who's got some speed. Georgievski, who scored the first try for the Colts.
Picked up and dumped.
And although the Rams hold an 8-point lead, you'd say the Colts, at the moment, have had possession for the last 5 minutes or so.
Momentum has shifted. Last tackle.
Definitely has. Here is the last
Little
tackle.
run.
We saw this last week.
Ooh, he's almost
Interesting
given
call.
himself up there.
Taken there by the fullback.
I'll be looking for a little strip here. No. Back slammed. So first tackle for the Western Rams, just outside their own 20.
And in come those outside backs to
Mitchell Wilson just giving their big boppers a bit of a breather.
help them out.
Here's another one. Josh Belfanti at the centre. Got up over the 40-metre line.
Well, the Colts, as good as their attack has been in the last 5 minutes, they need to answer in defence as well. Some easy meters for the Rams. Letting them off the hook easy. Stack short side, but they come away to the right. Here's Egan. Now a good pass. There's an overlap here.
Ooh.
Oh, was that pass okay? They're going to call it okay. And he's got a wide run, space everywhere.
Brandon Hamilton, try-scoring machine these last few weeks.
And well, he's got another meat pie here today. Just far too much space. Good ball, good catch pass there from Matt Noakes on towards the three-quarter line. And it was
We'll say it came
too
out of their
easy.
hands backwards. Might have floated forwards, but it was touch and go. Touchy was right there, though, so he was happy to adjudicate that it was fair.
If he wanted to make the call, he could have made it. But backwards was the call from the referees, and a try no less there to the Western Rams.
Third interchange for the Western Rams has just been made.
Brandon Hamilton takes the score on to 22-2.
And we see a change for the Colts as well. The 9 coming off McCallum. And Jacob Lehigh onto the park.
Good little kickback there for the Western Rams. They were under a lot of pressure. Momentum had definitely swung, and they've been able to get a repeat set and get out of their area and make it all the way up the other end. So that was a good result.
And well, the best way to answer conceding a try is scoring a try yourself. So 12 points of difference. Just a tick under 5 minutes to go.
This kick's from the sideline.
Definitely his toughest of the afternoon so far.
And he gets it.
Well, no word of a lie. You said earlier he was a sharpshooter. I haven't seen many kick it from the sideline in this competition this year.
My concern then was that he'd taken it back too far, but he had the legs for it.
Yeah, you see a lot of kickers these days take it back that extra 5 metres just to open up the angle. Yeah.
Does them in.
And kicking on the far side, it's actually the toughest kick for a right foot kicker, so a really good kick there. Adds another 2 points to the Rams score.
Nearly a little fumble there, but got a second grab at it.
I'll tell you what, these runs straight off the kickoff have been really impressive for the Rams. They tend to make about 10-15 metres, and just their set starts, they just seem to make metres like it's nothing. They just find them somewhere, a little dummy inside and outside, and well, the bigger man tries to put him down, the 17, McDougall.
Slow play the ball. Could have resulted in a penalty, but he's let it slide. They've got him onto his back again, Finlay Nilsson.
Interestingly enough, haven't seen a lot of the halves. The general play kicking has been done by the 12, Matt Noakes. Down to the fullback, Dowdle.
There's the Cooper Egan in on that tackle, along with Bray Porter. Both similar headgear again today.
Similar running style as well.
Yes.
Cooper Egan with the
bright orange boots.
Yeah, you
That helps.
won't be able to miss him.
Good tackle by Fletcher, one-on-one there from the set. Little play they're doing.
And the Colts won't want to do anything silly so close to half time.
2.5 minutes out.
You think the Rams coach will be very happy with this performance in the first half? Don't let it bounce.
He has, Riley.
But taken well.
Mitch Wilson's grabbed it. He's come in from his wing and was able to be jolly on the spot to grab it. And a penalty, cheap penalty. Standing next to the ref and he wasn't onside. We'll see a bit of that.
2 minutes to go. Still plenty of time for the Rams to go over the stripe once more before half time.
Tap taken in the middle of the field, wasn't he? Just got up a little bit high on that one, Cooper.
Well, he slipped down the winger, so a bit unfortunate there for poor Cooper.
He's not a massive unit, but a penalty with 1 minute 10 to go. And they've kicked it out with about the 30-metre line.
Well, definitely a lot of excitement in this first half. 6 tries scored, so no shortage of points. We've still got a second half to come. Here in the under-16s, Andrew Johns Cup.
Good tackle by, when he made the break, Zach Williams. There's been good contact, hasn't there?
Oh, there always is in these 16 games. I'm just fascinated by how big the shots are. For some of these kids, they're still growing into their bodies, but they can put shots on that rival the NRL at times. I think half the part is these country kids. They're bred pretty well.
They're bred tough in the country. 15 seconds to go. Last tackle.
And should be
Monara's
the last play.
Chance. What will they do?
Come down the short side.
Oh,
Evans,
interesting.
just looking for touch.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I don't know if the coach will be too happy. I think one more attacking skyward bomb would have been the option.
If I were the coach, I'd be getting the shepherd's crook and lassoing it around that neck and saying, what were you thinking? But at least they didn't get any points scored against them at the end.
Well, the Colts and the Rams will be both hoping that the coach gets out the oranges. It's half-time, 24 points to 10. The Rams over the Colts. The try scorers for the Rams, we have Brandon Hamilton, Jackson Gerbach, Fletcher Haycock and Matt Noakes. And the try scorers for the Monaro Colts, we have Ty Dowdle and Elia Georgievski just hitting back, but a try just before half-time makes it a 14-point deficit at the break. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly for the second half of the Under-16s Andrew Johns Cup. Welcome back to Pioneer Oval here at Parks. A 24-10 scoreline between the Western Rams and the Monaro Colts. A very interesting first half, to say the least. Lots of points scored, some good hits, what you like to see.
Weather conditions are still very warm, not much hint of a breeze.
I don't think it's going to get any cooler towards the back end of the afternoon. And to get up to 34 degrees, but see a really good kickoff there from Noakes. Almost went towards the touchline and out, but the Colts, they'll have first use of the football, running right to left.
Here's Big McDougall. He's when he gets a bit of open space and he gets the chance to run up, he's much more damaging than if he's flat-footed. So
and he's quite quick for a man his size as well. Very, I'd like to see him. I saw him last week running on an edge. Very dangerous. Oh, good hit. Jarred the ball loose. I don't even think the Colts player was the 11, Damien Chamberlain. He wasn't even looking at the football, but good front body contact there from Hamilton. And the Rams will have the ball and a great opportunity to go on the attack once again.
Only 35 metres out. First minute of the second half. This is the start they would have wanted. Cooper Egan feeding the scrum this time. Fletcher Haycock picks it up from the back. Out to Mawini. On to Riley Wake, who gets tackled 35 metres out in the centre of the field.
I'd like to see Cooper Egan get a bit more involved. You see him directing the troops around there, perhaps.
Nice little offload by Finlay Nielsen.
Was the 6 Mawini with it. 10 metres away. Yeah. Out to that man, Cooper Egan. Now looking for a man out the back.
Porter onto... Ooh, it's gone forward. Forward pass there to Hamilton.
A right idea, just couldn't get the pass away the way that he wanted to. I think when you're up 14, you can sort of chance your arm a bit, but...
execution was off just a little.
Yeah, just a bit. And that's what will disappoint the coach, Tony Woolnough.
10 metres out, this scrum being fed. That looks a pretty ordinary feed. The referee's come in and said, do you boys know how to pack a scrum? We'll have another crack. That's a bit better.
Well, the ball comes out and away we go, the resumption of play. Saw a few old school scrum pushes yesterday. Guildford, Parramatta Eels taking it back to the 80s.
Did they do the wall? Ball on the ground there. And
a lost football.
Ooh.
Well, no, it was just an old-fashioned push in the scrum.
Right.
Tried to push the opposition forwards about 20 metres back. It was great to see. Yes, the Eels defeating the Newcastle Development squad in the 16s in the Northern Pool, but then going down 8 points to 4, a very tight contest in the under-18s Laurie Daley Cup. And this will, the 18s will follow this game. Both these two teams do battle once again as we see the fullback trying to find a gap.
He's only little, but he's got a lot of heart, young Bray Porter.
Got some speed and some footwork as well.
Finlay Nielsen, the captain, just punching one up through the middle.
Been very sound, just getting through his workload.
Leads by example week in, week out.
Exactly
nice
what you want the captain
ball.
to do.
And
he might be held up. No, forward pass. Mawini.
Ooh.
Well, I thought he might have been over, but also I think the fullback just held him up.
He really got him quickly onto his back, and I think it would have been held up had it gone that far, but...
Yeah, it doesn't count. It's a forward pass. The Colts breathe a big sigh of relief. They don't want to go down any further than they already have. 14 points the difference. And the ref says, well, boys, come back. Going to pat this scrum again.
Oh, it's a scrappy one, but it's out. Yeah, that could... Oh, I was going to say that could have been forward pass too. Yeah, no,
offside,
he's gone for offside.
Offside off the scrum.
Penalty 20 metres out from the Monaro line. Captain Finlay Nielsen just questioning it. I don't think he's going to change his mind. Quick tap.
And turn your back, son.
And Cooper Egan makes a front-on tackle. on Sam Azzopardi. Half the Monaro team made up of the Valley Dragons. That's got to help with just getting to know one another and things.
Yeah, those combinations also important. Perhaps why they're second on the ladder. We do have a ladder up for you from last week. The Rams at the top, of course, undefeated. The Colts in at second. Penrith Panthers, a very impressive team. They're in third, and then the Bulls, South Coast Dragons, and GSR West Tigers round out the remainder of the sides.
Hamilton again. He ran it well.
He's as good defender as I've seen out on the wing in this under-16s tournament. Fantastic tackle.
Yeah.
Here's the kick from Evans. High hanging.
Lucky.
The bounce favours the brave. And he was brave to take that.
Josh Belfani having a scoot from dummy half up to the 30-metre line on the second tackle.
And just 5 minutes into the second half, no change in the
mile
scoreline.
Offside the Morano Colts. That one just tackling now, the 15.
He's about 3 metres offside.
He was almost shaking hands with the bloke playing the ball.
But again, it's this quick, fast play the ball. They have to get up early. The catch
Knocked
pass,
down.
not
Six
the way
again.
that they wanted, but it will be a
Still going.
good strength shown there by the 12 Noakes. The one-on-one strip
Go to
was an
ground with
option
the
there for the Colts, but he just reefed it back in time and got away from a few defenders, and it ends up being quite
And
a
a
good
penalty.
run. Yeah, offside.
Well,
Some coach killers here for the Colts. I think the tap is in order.
big Sam Ramadi setting himself here.
He wants a 4-pointer. Big hard run.
Now they've just got to back it up with another one.
They got some numbers out to the left. They opt to come to the right.
Oh,
Egan,
nice.
great ball.
Williams. They thought the 12 was going to get it. They thought Noakes was going to run, but no, he was just a decoy.
A nice short ball there from Cooper Egan to the centre three-quarter in Zach Williams from St John's Dubbo. An extra 4 points added to their tally. It's now 28 points to 10.
Clever play by the Rams there. A set play. Good when a set play comes off. Their fourth interchange about to take the field. Jesse Shorter from Redbend in Forbes about to come on.
Great to see your outside back partner get a try as well. The 4 and the 5. Williams and Hamilton on this right-hand side, both having tries. You alluded to earlier, Hamilton being a try-scoring machine. Perhaps this right-hand side for the Rams, very deadly and one to look out for the remainder of this competition.
The captain's come off, Finley Nelson. A well-deserved breather.
Yeah, good stint on the field, got through his work and, like you said, led the pack by example.
He's just a real no-nonsense, head down, tail up sort of player. There's the kick, and it is successful. So it takes the score 30 to 10.
That'll be 5 from 5 again today for
There
Noakes.
you go.
Get that points tally up.
Matthew Noakes, that gives to 5 converted tries out of 5. Well done.
So it's looking really tough here for the Colts. 21 and a half to go, 20 points the difference. What do you think they need to do here to try and break through the Rams' defence has been very good, but they
Well, yeah, okay, let's have a look just here. The Western Rams players are back about 32 metres out. If they did just a short little kick, there's space there. Little things, they've got to look now, 20 points behind. They've got to think, okay, we've got to come up with something a bit different. What we're doing is not necessarily working, so let's try something different.
Well, we spoke off here after half-time about the use of the sun, and perhaps the Colts didn't use the sun and the conditions to their advantage, put the back three of the Rams under pressure. So maybe that's a missed opportunity that they could have used to maybe score some more points.
Obviously, this game with 20 minutes to go is 30 points to 10 in favour of Western.
Going out to the left-hand side here, Ramadi with it.
Been good since coming off the bench. Coming here, the
Winnie with it.
dummy.
Good ball and all tackle. McDougall, I think it was underneath there. Riley Wake with it.
But again, 10 minutes in the second half, and we're still seeing the same quick play the balls as we did from tackle 1. Here's the last.
Mawini with a cross-field kick up into the sun. That's what we like.
And taken well by the skipper in
Did
Dowdle, but met well in defence from Noakes. You just see some of the Colts players just walking back on side now. But definitely the fatigue factor setting in. Perhaps some interchanges to be made. He's as a party.
Good contact there. That was Fletcher Haycock made the initial contact. Here he goes again.
Lee High, I believe that's Steen on in jersey 16.
Shannon over the top. Here's McDougall. Just needs to be running a bit harder onto it.
Yeah, catching it flat-footed and not really getting the metres that we believe that he should be.
Good
Here's
pressure on the kicker. Now take it on the full.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just lost it.
And that's a penalty for being offside, touching it.
Accidentally offside there, so maybe, just maybe, if the Colts are to put on some points, this is the chance that they need, the breakthrough.
He's got an error in him, Porter, so they've... Quick tap. Oh, no.
No, the referee wasn't set. The referee needs to be on side as well before the tap's taken.
Just not deep enough on that run either, but they're 35 metres out on the first tackle. Monaro Colts.
Let's see what they can do through
good. That's a good
the
hard
back
run.
rower, Chamberlain. Been very quiet, him and Keegan Kenny today, as opposed to last week against the Bulls. And they were very damaging.
Going
Evans.
blind side again.
Now for Steen. Appears to be a bit of a reshuffle on the left-hand side for the Colts as well, with the departure of Regan
Good
Hurley.
tackle. Good run, good tackle, but a penalty. Offside, he says.
Just offside. They need to move quickly. So they're just taking a bit too much time, in my opinion. Where's the mark? Let's tap and let's keep going.
Riley Wake underneath there. Stop that one.
Keegan to play it now as a party.
They've just got a number up. They look a bit short if they would have come the left here.
Yeah, but they got to come fast. Here we go, McDougall again, flat-footed.
Still short on this left-hand side if they keep coming this way.
They can come out to Georgievski. If they can get the ball here,
Oh.
Dowdle.
That'll be 6 again.
But it could have been a...
I think he had to make a play at it.
Yeah, or otherwise
Hamilton.
it would have been a definite try there for Georgievski.
Okay, well,
6 to go.
Western Rams coach will be hoping they can muscle up here and keep them out for this set of 6. Monaro coach will be hoping they can break that deficit.
Plenty of options. They went with Turner on that occasion. Couldn't get over the line.
Okay.
Look to go out the back now. Evans.
It's gone to ground.
Ordinary
and a knock
pass and an
on.
error, yep.
Ooh.
And you won't be happy with that. Kurt Zeidlins scored a try last week. Just couldn't get his hands to the football on that occasion. Looked to go to Dowdle, but just a wayward pass and an error results in a scrum here for the Western Rams.
Comes down to good pressure too. They've, the Monaro Colts looked promising. A little error here. Western Rams' hand gets to it. They get another 6, but they just didn't know what to do with it when they got it.
And the goal line defence has been very impressive, the Rams, this afternoon.
There's Josh Belfanti through a gap. He's got the whole field in front of him. Is he fast enough?
Well, we're going to find out. Belfanti, chased by Dodal. Is Dodal going to get there? No.
That's a try to Belfanti. He's never run so far in his life. Josh
Chased by the
Belfanti.
skipper, but another 4 points.
And against the run of play a little bit. Could have easily been 4 points up the other end here a minute ago, but...
And I think that might be the difference in today's contest. Every chance that the Colts have sort of gotten down here, they've been answered with really good defence from the Western Rams side, and then off the back of maybe a offensive error, the Western Rams have just come down the other end of the field and scored points.
Must have been the Chinese food that Josh had last night. He said that he wanted a healthy meal before the match today, and he chose Chinese. So sweet and sour pork at Parks here. It obviously helps you gain a bit of speed.
Might have to get some on the way home.
Matthew Noakes stepping up for his 6th attempt today. Reasonably easy attempt. He'll be looking to walk away with 6 from 6.
Well,
After
he'll be thanking 5 of his 6 teammates. I don't know about Brandon Hamilton with that attempt out on the sideline, but he did convert it.
He was just showing off out that wide.
A very, very sound just technique. The little bow almost, Adam Reynolds like. But another successful conversion now, 26 points the difference.
15 minutes to go.
The Colts need to hold their head high and not switch off here, because they've still got a game next week. And if they can go on a win, and perhaps the Rams, they drop a game, anything can really happen. You've got to get into position 1 and 2 for that semi-final spot, and then play off. They'll probably play off against this Western Rams side. But they can't drop their heads and concede any more points.
Matthew Noakes came off injured after that kick. He's holding his hamstring a little bit, so Finley Nielsen only got a short breather on the sideline, but he's back on. Captain Courageous, so
hopefully he's all right.
Penalty there, just being held down just a little bit too long.
Perhaps he needed to join Belfanti in some Chinese last night.
He might have heard the comment. Oh.
A very shallow kick.
And a knock on.
Oh, well, it's going to result. I think that's been the memo of all day. The Colts just coming up with an error.
Well, memo to the coach. If you're going to let someone kick for touch, make sure they can get the distance.
That's it.
All right, Cooper Egan feeding the scrum. Fletcher's picking it up from Locke. Out to Mawini.
Thought about
Across
the
to
kick,
Porter.
I think. But some catch pass and
Good defence, good sound defence over there.
come
By
down
Harrison.
towards the short side.
Wilson with it now, being tackled about 43 metres out. Up over the 40-metre line now with Williams.
Try scorer today.
Gerback back on the field.
And boy, he doesn't need to play a lot of minutes to have a big impact. Egan.
Nice short
ball
pass for
to the
Finley
lock forward
Nielsen.
of the captain. Trying to
And
look
got
for the
it offload.
offload.
Go
Back
for
on the
Egan.
inside.
There's a try.
Cooper Egan. Not just the pass, but the support back on the inside. It's what good halves do.
The importance of keeping the ball alive.
That's it. He was looking for the offload. And no Monaro Colts player getting their hands on the football, wrapping it up. Just left the arm free to flick the offload there to Cooper Egan. Just rewards there for a pretty good performance. He's been quiet at times, but a good try nonetheless there for the halfback.
You make a good point too. He threw the pass. He could have easily just given up, but he chased and was there in support. And Finley Nielsen was able to get the hands free, and sure enough, Jolly on the spot.
Now he's going to take over the goal kicking from Matt Noakes. Always love to convert my own try after scoring it. And the halfback slots
Does that.
the goal.
42-10. 11 minutes 50 to go.
After Matthew Noakes kick 6 from 6, we have a new kicker.
And I've loved the fact that although there's been periods in the game where the Rams, they could have switched off. We have a big enough lead. We can still win this game if we just defend and that sort of stuff. But they've kept on the attack all game.
That's true, and that'll please the coach. We've had a couple of the Western Rams have had a couple of tight matches, so to break the back of this one.
Not short kick off.
Oh, nice hands.
Very nice take.
But good by the Monaro Colts, thinking of something a bit different. Nearly paid off for them too.
Now we alluded to that short kick off earlier.
Zach Williams making a day across field. He's made about 30 across and one forward.
It's all the fancy footwork that's on show there from Williams.
Nice fend.
Now they come out to the left-hand side. They're not
Warwick.
done yet. We've still got 10 minutes to go. God knows how many tries they can score in that time. Short ball. Again, the
Finley
lock forward.
Nelson.
Straight through. Egan in support.
Oh, ball went to ground.
Just
Play
to
on.
ground.
Cooper Egan with it.
Would have been Porter in support. Didn't see the orange boots there. Egan to play it.
Coming out to Gerback. He's just going to run hard. That's all he knows how to do.
Always dangerous holding the ball in two hands. Last tackle. A Winnie. Grub a kick into the in goal. How's this going to bounce here for the Colts? It's going to do well to take this out.
No.
And no.
Just missed by
that much.
Yes.
Grounded in goal, and it's going to be another repeat set here for the Rams. And, you know, if they're not scoring points, they're getting the Colts to ground it in their in goal and forcing another repeat set. It's pretty relentless here from this Rams side.
Well, tires out the opposition. Just good, clever play. Ball's there to be taken on the full.
Navarro with the drop out, the prop forward.
Jesse Shorter running it back.
Nice
Quick
bring
play
back.
the ball. Gerback having his hit up. Legs pumping 9
God,
of a
he
dozen.
looks like a menace, doesn't he, Gernbach?
Oh, yes, there was a hand in the ball too. In the play there.
But it's all down to that quick play the ball speed. The ruck speed has been fantastic all day, and now he's going to run the football again. He wants a meat pie.
He can see another
just
try
short.
on offer. Here we go. Out to... Oh, the short pass.
Not the option there.
No.
That's going to be a penalty for being
not on the
offside.
second tackle.
That's great resistance shown there by the prop forward. Could have lunged out and tried to score the try, but knew, no, that's going to be a double movement. I'm going to be penalised if I do that. It's probably hard for the forwards that maybe don't get as many tries as the outside backs do. My Colts.
Yeah, Finley Nelson's up quick on that tackle.
What are we going to see from them in the final 8.5 minutes? Navarro again. Who do you reckon wins best mop out of Navarro and your mate Gerback?
Well, that's a tight one. There was talk that Gerback was going to cut his hair, but forward pass there.
Right idea.
They were worried that he might lose his strength. So wise that he's kept the long locks.
Yeah, well, it's worked here for him today. And hopefully works for him for the rest of the competition.
Scrum being set 42 metres out, 43 metres out from Monaro line.
I believe the Rams will play next week in Bathurst.
Yes, they've got a match there against the Tigers.
Yeah, John Arrow Oval. So look forward to bringing you the coverage there next week. And then semi-finals just around the corner. Only 5 rounds in the 16s and 18s. And the semi-finals and the final at Mudge's Cooper Regan.
First tackle, don't go out.
Tried a little trick play down the short side. Gotta love the trick plays. You can bring them out when you're 32 in front. Oh, what a barnstorming run once again.
The number 7 looked up Mitch Evans and thought, oh no.
He saw the mop affair. He knew Gerback was right there. Now Mawini, dumb on the inside, step on the outside, underneath the posts. And that's just the cherry on top of a very, very delicious cake for the Western Rams. 46 points to 10, 7 minutes to go.
I think Monaro are looking at the clock thinking, when might this be over? Fatigue has set in. They've had a lot of tackling to do. Warm conditions.
It's just off the back of sticking to the basics, completing your sets. And it all looks so simple when you do the little things right and you don't really make that many errors. There's been a few errors here and there, but for the most part it's been a really good performance for the Rams.
Yeah, they must go away into this last round feeling pretty good about themselves. They don't want to take the foot off the till yet, though.
Yeah, at the same time, knowing that there is still a job to do next week, and they're moving into the semi-finals, whoever they do end up playing, whether the Colts bounce back next week or it might end up being the Penrith Panthers or another team.
They had a big win yesterday, the Penrith Panthers.
A very impressive side I covered at St Mary's a few weeks ago.
They had a 40-0 win yesterday, I think. So Western Rams played them in the first round, got over them 14-12, so it was nice and close.
I said in round 2, thinking the Panthers were a good chance of taking out the Southern Pool, fully knowing how successful the Rams were last year, but after seeing this performance an absolute clinic today. It's going to be very interesting to see who takes out the Southern Pool, and, well, it looks like the winner will verse the Northern Rivers side. They've been very
strong.
impressive.
Oh, that's a nice offload too, but good following up by Gerbach. It's been good so far from the kick-off, the Rams. They've brought it back to the 40-metre line.
It's great to see 55 minutes into the contest and still support shown all around. Just couldn't get the arm free. Play on though.
Oh, there you go.
Porter in support.
Go to ground with it, Finley.
So late in the contest and everyone wants a try.
They want the 50.
They want to bring up the half century. Here's Egan.
They have to wake inside to Zach Williams.
He wants to get himself a double. And they could go either side.
Yeah, they've got quite a lot on the open.
The defence is quite distraught. Egan looked inside.
Nice
Porter.
Pass. Last tackle. Oh, they've gone the blind.
Haycock, and again another error.
On the last tackle too. 4 minutes 25 to go.
But it would have resulted in a try if he didn't get his hands to the ball, the 16, Jacob Steen.
Western Rams got 4 minutes to try and get the half century.
Now, I'd love to see something here. I know the one Porter is sort of lurking out the back on the left-hand side. I'd love to see him come to the right and then try that short side play again. They opt to go to the open side with Marwini, and now he turns his back, goes away to Porter, and offload
to
out
Belfanti.
Over the top. Belfanti, catch,
nice.
Pass.
There's the 50.
Raise the bat, Western Rams.
Mitch Wilson, a thoroughly deserved try out there.
Try for all the 3 quarters. That they might be having a Chinese party after this one.
It does the job. 52 points to 10.
Mitchell Wilson from Wellington getting over the stripe.
Been some good footballers come out of Wellington in the years past. Mitch Wilson might be the next of them.
It's 9 different try scorers.
And if you're the GSR West Tigers looking at the Western Rams next week, how do you prepare for a game like that?
Well, they got their first win yesterday against the South Coast Dragons, so they'll go in with a renewed confidence. Their first win of the season this weekend, so it must be a bit daunting for them coming up to Western Rams home ground and last round, knowing that they won't make the semis.
Just
Tigers,
trying to see who took that conversion. It definitely wasn't Egan.
No, Aston Warwick it was.
Yeah, the other back rower from South Dubbo. So he got a shot at goal, but it was unsuccessful. So the first one unsuccessful for the afternoon. They've been going up by 6s, but they've reached the 50 mark. And definitely in attack, I think Tony will be more than impressed as well late in the contest. Here comes that wind again that's been following me for the last 3 or 4 weeks, it seems. It never seems to leave any ground. But, here we go.
Go back. Good hard run.
I would have liked to see him just run straight and hard. There was a bit of footwork. Trying to keep the defenders
nice offload.
On guard.
Back to the 40-metre line with Belfanti.
We've got just over 90 seconds. I reckon we can see another try here. Some nice passing inside. Work. Here comes Porter. Beats one tackle. Offload out the back. And he's been so good here today.
And we'll have a scrum.
But unfortunately, just an error there. Just couldn't get his hands on the ball. The skipper, Nielsen.
You wouldn't think there'll be any rush to the scrum with 90 seconds to go.
You know, the job's been done here by the Rams and the Colts. Well, they'll want to hit the showers and get some hydrolyte in them. Mitch Evans to feed the scrum. Oh,
big shot. Finley Nelson.
Jars the ball loose, makes up for the error. Here's Porter. And we could be on the cards for a try. Once again, they make up for the error.
Leading by example again, the captain. We are 18 metres out with 50 seconds to go.
Some footwork there for the back rower. Can he get over the line? No.
Aston there.
Well, some room out here to the right-hand side for Hamilton if he wants a double. Marwini now for Egan. Trying to get the offload away. Good defence there from Chamberlain racing up.
35 seconds.
Back to the short side. Back to the skipper.
Oh, good tackling, good defence. They're doing well here, the Colts. Holding them out.
How long can they hold on for?
No.
And no, he scored a knock on. So Riley Wake just dropping the ball over the line. We'll come back to the 20.
Might have gone the wrong side there. I had a big prop there on the left-hand side, but chose to go the blind. Almost won't be time for this tap. This will be it, I'd say. There's the full-time siren.
The last play.
Final score. Western Rams 52 to Monaro Colts 10. Pretty convincing win. One that they'll go away from very happy with.
Yeah, definitely improve their record to 4 wins, 0 losses in this Andrew Johns Cup. They go and play GSR West Tigers at John Arrow Oval next week in Bathurst. The Monaro Colts, they want to pick themselves up and try and get a win. Try and see what the round 5 matchup is, because I believe it might be against the
Panthers. Was it?
It definitely is. Round 5 against the Penrith Panthers.
That'll determine the second place.
Yeah, so the Western Rams, they won't have the week off, but they'll go into that game against the Tigers and hopefully get away with the victory. And then the winner of the Panthers and the Colts, that'll set up the semi-final clash. Of course, I don't think a venue has been decided for the semi-finals, but Mudgee is the final venue, April 6th. We'll go quickly through the try scorers. We've got Mitchell Wilson, Josh Belfanti, Isaac Williams, Brandon Hamilton, Kyle Marwini, Cooper Egan, Jackson Gerbach, Fletcher Haycock and Matthew Noakes. Some goals kicked by Noakes, some goals kicked by Cooper Egan as well. And for the Colts, Ty Dowdle and Elliot Georgievski, the try scorers. But 52 points to 10, very convincing for the Western Rams. Don't go anywhere. We have the Under-18s Laurie Daley Cup coming up after this, a mouth-watering affair between the Monaro Colts and the Western Rams. Game 2 of our 4-game coverage here today at Pioneer Oval here in Parkes. We'll be back shortly. As the Monaro Colts side runs out, quickly go through their lineup. Tristan Eldridge at the back, Ashton Naidu, Mankaloa on the wings, Lincoln Bradley and Tom Gaffey in the centres, Zane Thompson and Connor Williams in the halves. Locking the scrum is Jack Pepinell. In the second row, Adam Barlow and Willie Delamere up front. Brad Buckley, the skipper, Hayden Bradley, Kane Smith. And the bench is Fred Griffiths, Noah Sadler, Newley Mariner, Ryan Longhurst with Eldrick Pehara and Jack Godfrey on the reserves. I'll let you go through the Western Rams side.
Good day. The Western Rams at fullback, Noah Ryan. On our wingers, Tyler Colley and Dylan Marmion. Centres today, Mackenzie Atkins and Ben Lovett. In the halves, we've got Ryan Manning at 6, Riley Blackhall at 7. In the middle, Campbell Woolnow is our hooker. Outside him, the props, Liam Henry and Nick Bennett. Second rowers, Jack Hartwig, Nick Barlow. Our lock in the scrum is Nathan Ward and captain. And our reserves, Elijah Collis, Tom Stimson, Colby Peckham and Lachlan Large.
So we'll have the dummy half Hayden Bradley to get us underway, and just a quick shout out to the referee of the last game, William D'Amato, the touch judges Peter Evans and Adam Callahan. Callahan doing a double duty here in the 18s, with Dylan Clark being the main referee and Sean Byatt also on the other touch line. Are we underway in the under 18s? And here we go with the first hit up of the contest. Looks to be the 17.
Lachlan Large.
Lachlan Large has been given the start here, as the Western Rams look to work it away from their own end. And, well, if anything to go by last year, I'd ask you who is one of the key players in this lineup, but I see the number 14, Elijah Collis. He was an important player last year.
Little dummy half scoot there. Campbell Woolnow. He's been strong for them.
A quick play the ball. They come with Blackhall. Kick down to the full-back, taken well on the full there, Eldridge. This back three, all important for the Monaro Colts, Eldridge, Naidu and Mankaloa. Here is Lower. Of course, the Monaro Colts a 24-all draw last week against the Riverina Bulls at Kippax West Belconnen. They'll want to come away with the victory here against the Rams. Here's Bradley.
Close to forward there, but they've let it
away
go.
Pepinell, who will lead this forward pack. Bradley, now for Buckley. Ball on the inside. It's called forward to Eldridge. Early error from the Monaro Colts side, and the Rams will have it 40 out. So we've just been informed that the 18 and 19 for the Monaro Colts have been withdrawn, so it's 1 through 17 for the Colts side here this afternoon.
Notice too on the Western Rams, they've actually started with their at least 2 interchange players playing the start. So their 8 and 11 are off, and 10. So just trying to mix it up, maybe confuse the Monaro Colts a bit. They would have no doubt watched the video sessions from previous matches and just mixing it up a little bit.
I definitely don't think it's going to stop the impact that some of those players will have. Jack Hartwig, noted try scorer. The Rams inside the 30 of the Colts. They come here with Blackhall. A nice ball and a straight run to the line, although he steps through, beats the fullback. Nick Barlow from Bathurst St. Pat's gets us underway here at Pioneer Oval.
That was just good lead play, but also running a line. I thought he might have made an error coming back in there. He had the ears pinned, but making it a little bit easier for the kicker, but
he sort of skipped back out from the pass from Blackhall and then stepped back in to beat the fullback with his footwork.
Early try, 3 minutes in.
We see his fellow compatriot from Bathurst St. Pat's, Tyler Colley, to take the kick at conversion.
They'll be at the Bathurst St. Pat's ground next weekend.
Yeah, home turf.
Well, that will please the coach. Nice early try. Settled the nerves a little.
And such a big contest up against the champions from last year in the under-18s. Want to make a big impression here and push their way to the semi-finals. About 20 metres out. Just a little under 10 metres in from touch, and the flags go up. We have our first points at 6 points to 0. The Rams over the Colts.
Converts the try, takes the score to 6. Western 6, Monaro yet to score.
So looking at this 18 side for the Rams, who are your danger men? I spoke about Elijah Collis earlier, coming off the bench, such a live wire he is. But is there anyone sort of starting in the 13 today that you see as a real game changer out there for the Rams side?
Well, young Campbell Wool now, our hooker. He can lead play fairly well, sort of directs them around quite well in the headgear.
Scored one of many great tries we've seen in this competition earlier on throughout the season. So definitely a live wire in his own right. There he is, demanding a quick play the ball from his prop forward.
Lachlan Large.
We got matching headgears there, the 15 and the
Just
17.
just to confuse us. Oh, late little flick.
Yeah, it wasn't on there, and
it
Bradley.
really wasn't.
Lincoln Bradley takes it away from the 40-metre area. And an early possession here for the Colts. He's
Good contact.
Scored a try to allow the Colts to tie the game up last week. So they'll be looking for his services there on the left wing once again.
Ooh,
An
penalty.
early penalty here. Just not getting up. Adam Barlow looking for that quick play the ball.
Good tackle down low, we'll know.
Here's the 10, Kane Smith. And Bradley to Buckley.
Western Rams just holding back a bit. They're not coming up off their line just at the moment.
You'll notice a few teams do that. They rely on their goal line defence. They don't really mind conceding metres up the middle as long as their defence holds on the line. They don't concede points.
Williams elusive on his feet there. Breaking tackles. They go
Bradley
out to the right.
short. Pepinel beats one tackle, couldn't beat another. Now Bradley, who's got numbers to the left, but he goes himself. Held up over the line by several defenders. They come to the short side again. Grab a kick. Is he going to get the bounce he needs? No. Taken dead there by the fullback, Noah Ryan. We'll see a line dropout here for the Rams. Good option there from the half.
Good little kick. Sensible play.
Let's see how much length they can get on this dropout. Bounces, and now here comes Brad Buckley. Met equally well in defence.
Tom Stimpson there. Going out to the right.
Bradley now for Smith.
Which way will they go? Going back to the left.
Thompson got
Nice
the ball
play.
away. Lincoln Bradley's in a bit of danger here to be taken out into touch. Well, the referee took a while to
Yes.
blow him out into touch. No, he's going to be asked to play the ball, in fact.
Must have called held. Oh no, he's
Oh,
going to
no,
have a
he
scrum.
scored the scrum. I think that all the players were confused of what was going on right there.
Not least of all the commentators.
But a good opening opportunity, just not taking it with both hands there. And the Rams, solid goal line defence, hold strong.
Western Rams feeding the scrum here. Right on the 10 metre line. They're 10 metres out from their line. What can they... I'll just hope to get it. They're 10 metres every run.
Through the 5/8, Ryan Manning for the Orange Hawks. There is Woolno. Now for Barlow. And Barlow's in the back row on opposite sides of the field, Nick and Adam.
And back to the 40. And beyond now.
And good run.
Good
Pumping
wrestle.
the legs. Now for Woolno. into Ward.
Both
Black
captains for the Western Rams have been our locks. And a nice steady kick.
Very good kick there from Riley Blackhall.
Hot conditions gives his forwards just a chance just to amble to the scrum. Get their breath back. And they've made it from their 10 metre line all the way up to the 10 metres from the opposition line. So that's a good steady set.
And as is the case with 16s and 18s, like we said in the last game, a lot of team changes with players moving on to upper rep honours. Riley Blackhall, his halves partner from last year's competition, Noel Griffiths going on to bigger and better things. But a new combination here with Ryan Manning seems to be working out for them early.
It was a crossfield run there by Thomas Gaffey, but he nearly split them.
Yeah, wasn't in the side last week, but given an opportunity here.
Referee just saying he's walked off the mark here, so we'll just go back, play the ball again.
Thompson trying to get that quick play the ball away, trying to catch. Well, the Rams are about 2 metres offside. Here's Smith. Promoted to the starting lineup.
Coming out to the left-hand side here.
Bradley to Buckley.
Oh, nice bump and pass.
Now for Lincoln Bradley.
Tackled just over the 50.
A good offload there from Will Delamere. Flat pass here for Delamere. Takes the carry this time. Now for the last, Williams. Looking for ground.
And found it.
Will the kick just hold up at will? Tyler Colley got some work to do. Taken there by Lower on the far side of the ground. The Rams just walking back, but that will be a cheap, well-needed penalty there for the Rams to get them out of their own end.
That's a hard one for coaches. They want their players to be enthusiastic and to come up off the line and defend, but when you've got your opposition pinned 1 metre from their try line, it is a coach killer, those penalties.
That wind must be blowing a gale. I just see a few of the flags moving around out there, so possibly a bit of a nightmare for the back three of both sides. Of course, the sun's still out and beaming. We'll see if that comes into consideration for the kickers at any point during this game. And that seems to be the 16, Colby Peckham.
Yeah, that's good ground too. Straight up the middle. Monaro just on their heels a little bit here.
Woolno out of dummy half, tried to put the hit on, did Hayden Bradley, his opposite number. Couldn't make the full contact. Now Blackhall back on the inside. I believe that's Hartwig who's on the field as well. Yeah, in jersey 12. Hand of the football. Now which way are they going to rule this? Yeah, knock on to the Colts. So just a bit eager to get up and force pressure onto the man playing the football. It's going to result in an error and brand new set of possession here for the Western Rams. So changes being made on the Western Rams front.
20 metres out. 12 minutes completed of this match so far.
Only the one try scored so far.
They're coming out to the open side. A little bit high there, and he's going to be pinged for it too. Number 4, Thomas Gaffey. It was just a lazy attempt, really. Stuck the arm out, and a penalty right in front of the posts. 14 metres out.
Look to tap and
Large having a hit up. He's got through plenty of work since the start of the match. Interchange player, but he's come straight on.
Trying to prove to the coach why he belongs in the starting side. Now ball there to another interchange player. Solid contact there on Stimson. Look to go the short side. Woolno reaches out. And he puts it down.
Nice try.
Campbell Woolno, the scoot from dummy half. They always fancy themselves, don't they? And he made the right choice there.
Just got good mongrel in him too, young Campbell, and he saw something there and took his opportunity.
He could have come to the left or the right. He opted to come the left, go himself, and come to the right-hand side where he saw space there before, but just sort of dragged the markers out. So very nice play there from Campbell Woolno.
It's a thinking game, and I just don't think sometimes enough thought goes into some of these moves. A lot of them think it's all bash and barge, but if you've got a wiry hooker, 5'8", they can make you look very silly in defence.
You speak about one of the greatest to play the game, Cameron Smith, may not be the strongest or the biggest or the fastest competitor, but he's one of the smartest to play the game, and it's great to see plays in the halves and hookers who might not be as big as some of the other players on the field, but using their smarts to outwit their opponents. As we see Coley taking a shot at goal, probably the exact opposite side to where he took his last conversion, maybe a tad in field. Another left foot kicker. Goes through his little march.
They've all got their own little idiosyncrasies to it, haven't they?
That's what works for them. So Coley to come in, striker with the left boot,
and it works.
Didn't look like missing at all. So 12 points to nil, the Rams over the Colts.
15 minutes in.
Tyler Coley, successful the conversion, takes the score on to 12. That's Western 12.
You definitely want to just keep positive. They had a lot of possession down this end of the field, the Colts. But it seems like the first real chance for the Rams in 5 or so minutes, and they've scored points. So they just need to build pressure off their possession and hopefully come away with points themselves as Bradley gets us back underway. They opt to spread the ball through Woolno. I believe that may be Liam Henry from Blaney in jersey 8 on the park. And again, 2 passes find Hartwig this time from Blackhall. Already a couple of tackles, and they're already up past the 40. Some nice depth shown. Let's see what the fullback in Ryan. Ooh. And a bit high around the collar. Says sorry for that one, Lincoln Bradley. But a penalty here for the Rams.
And they're going to tap off 29 metres out from the opposition line after just scoring. So trying to make it back-to-back here.
We've seen this before. Penalty just after points normally leads to more points. In the Rams' case, they hope it does. Stack short side here, Woolno. Shows it twice. Gives it away to Manning.
They're almost
centre, love it.
They're almost holding off Woolno too long.
Quick play the ball, he's large.
1 metre out.
Tried to roll his way over. They've got some space here to the left. They opt to go to the right. Manning switches it back.
Good tackle.
Round the legs.
Eldridge, that was.
Love it to play again. Woolno tries his arm again. And he's managed to get it down for a second time.
Wow. That's
well, fool them once, shame on them. Fool them twice. What's that? Is that shame on them again?
I think the Monaro Colts coach will be turning his back on that one. He'll be very disgusted at.
Well, he seems pretty calm down here on the touchline.
That was
maybe
just
he's
poor defence.
Maybe he's just waiting to get into the sheds at half time.
Doesn't want to do it out in public, but I think there'll be some head shaking going on.
But again, good skill shown by Campbell Woolno to notice that there was defenders maybe not paying attention. He just scooted himself once again.
Well, it's only just said they're sort of holding off him a bit too much, waiting for him to do something with the ball, and whether it be pass or they held off too long that time.
Always got to keep your eyes on the player with the ball.
Tyler Coley.
He's enjoying these easy conversions of goal. They've all been pretty easy from the Rams thus far in the 16s and the 18s. But it also helps to have a good goal kicker as well, which Tyler Coley definitely is. Goes through his motions. The left boot goes through the uprights once again, and
never looked like missing. We
have 18 points to nil. 17 or 17 minutes to go rather, and well, the Colts, they need to hold in their defence. They need to defend this set very well and then work off the back of it. Take it set by set. Take it one set at a time. Maybe opt for that short kickoff. Who knows? There is a space in the middle of the 30-metre zone. They go towards the sideline. Some reach there. And again, that early shift off the kickoff. Comes to the 8 again in Liam Henry. So they're getting through their sets, but they're not afraid to spread the ball as they spread the ball again. Menkaloa caught out of position, and it comes to the wing, and he's just put it down. Tyler Colley.
Ball was out in front of him just a little bit. The hand went out, just couldn't control it.
But again, the early shift to the left-hand side and yards of space. Menkaloa making the previous play tackle. Just couldn't get back on side. So, again, eyes up footing. I believe it was Campbell Woolnough again in a dummy half.
He's making them look a bit silly out there. That was a good early break.
Well, the Colts have a chance to get down the other end of the field and put some pressure on. Here's Lincoln Bradley.
Nice tackle.
Benjamin Lovett in the 4. Here's Pepinel. Put down on his back by 2 defenders.
The Colts have made it up over the 30.
Through the captain, Brad Buckley. Bradley, good hands there from Smith. Well, they're inside the red zone, so that'll be a tick in one box. What can they do for the end of the set? Williams spilled out the back, so if they can get to it. No, he's going to call a knock on. Judd, loose.
Just had it knocked out of him. It was good contact.
We see the 16 come on, Newly Mariner. A permanent change the Colts have made to their lineup with Kane Smith earning a break.
He does look dangerous, the 7, Williams, with the ball.
Bit of speed and holding the ball in 2 hands. It always keeps the defence in 2 minds, always keeps them guessing. We see some more interchanges looking to be made from the Rams, the 11 and the 14.
Nice tackle.
The first sighting of Elijah Collis.
Mariner didn't miss him from the Colts. Good little offload.
Now for Woolnough. And again of dummy half. He's been pretty good early on, Nathan Ward, the skipper. Just playing well through the middle. Blackhall. Now for Barlow.
Made it to the 40-metre line of the opposition. Last tackle.
What have they got? Blackhall.
Sensible kick. Up into the sun.
Torpedo, spiral-like bomb.
And
lots of work to do. And he's going to say he knocked it on towards the opposition goal line. So it will be a goal line dropout, I believe. We're going back to the 10. I thought he might have been ruling it was a goal line dropout.
We were just talking about the importance of that sun, and
yeah, that's it. And those spiral bombs are so hard to get under.
They're hard to take on a cloudy day. You throw the sun in as well, it just makes it's another degree of difficulty. So a scrum being set 10 metres out from the Monaro Colts line. Western Rams to feed.
Love to see these set pieces. We've got 2 to the left of the scrum and 4 to the wide side. We've got Elijah Collis there locking in at the scrum. So let's see if he gets involved here.
He does, picks it up, passes it out.
Here we go, Manning. So they'll be looking for their 4th try of the afternoon so far, the Rams. Nice an offload. Back to Noah Ryan. And he's just short of the line. Good goal line defence there. Buckley in amongst it. Collis. Not going to fall for that one again. Blackhall. Trying to show his strength. He's just been held up. 3 defenders too much for him. He'll be brought back to the 10. There's still a few tackles left in the set. Is Hartwig.
He's going to give it.
And Jack, he's going to get it down. I told you, he's a try-scoring machine, Hartwig.
4 tries to the Western Rams.
Adds to the tally and 22 points to nil. We've still got 12 minutes left in this first half. It's been points galore for the Western Rams.
We've had some tight matches in these 18 games, but 22-0 so far. It's going bucking the trend a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. The last 3 coverages, the scoreline difference average has been 1.3. Can you believe that? 2 draws and a 4-point loss yesterday. The Parramatta Eels against Newcastle Development Squad. And who's to say the Colts don't come back? Football is a game of 2 halves, but at the moment, the pendulum is in full favour of the Western Rams.
As a Parramatta supporter, I know how well the opposition can come back. This is not a big enough lead.
Well, I spoke about the, well, not the famous comeback, but the 30-point deficit made up in 13 minutes. I believe it was 2012.
My counsellor has asked not to bring that up. Still getting over that.
So probably the easiest conversion. They've all been pretty easy thus far for Collie, but doesn't make a mistake with that one.
24-0.
A 4-try lead. What do the Colts do in this final 10 minutes? I mean, what do they do that they haven't done already? Are they just...
Well, they've got to go into those sheds with no more points scored against them. This last 10 minutes, they've really got to muscle up, make sure that, okay, our line is sacred. Let's make sure rather that it is not crossed again. This last 10 minutes, we have to be strong.
And they can't give away any penalties as well. I think that's been the real killer for them. I'm worried about what teeth they have. Perhaps they should bring out the old school sandmound, a la Clinton Schifosky.
Them were the days. 3 in the tackle. First tackle being taken 25 metres out from the Rams line.
That's where you see the 8 Liam Henry.
Good urgency there by the Colts.
They're trying to muscle up after conceding 24 points. Pepinell in there, as well as Buckley. The guys that lead by example, trying to put their hand up. Here's Ryan.
Woolno's been given a breather. And Collis has come on, so he'll be doing the dummy half duties. Nice defence.
Last.
And there we go again, another torpedo.
Blackhall. Textbook torpedo.
Nicely taken this
even
time.
better the take there from Eldridge. Just the height he got on it. They'll be giving away a penalty, but just want to go back to that torpedo kick. Fantastic work there from Riley Blackhall. The height, the spiral, the spin on it. Hours of practice must go into perfecting those spiral-like bombs.
8.5 minutes left in this first half. Ooh.
Be asked to tap it back on the mark.
It was tapped, but the runner wasn't anywhere near ready. And again,
he's still not ready, but he'll have to take it on this occasion.
I'll tell you what, he's a big, strong centre, this bloke. He goes a lot sideways, but when he straightens up, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Tom Gaffey, a reason perhaps why they picked him this week. Here goes Pepinell.
Easily slot into that second row lock position.
You see a lot of centres go into the back row later into their careers. Perhaps an option in the second half if they need so. Here's Buckley.
Well, they've made it to 25 metres out. Oh, the ball's just gone to ground.
Well, they've just lost about 10 with that. Here's Williams. Now a dummy.
Foot down.
Barlow to play it.
Let's see what they come up with here.
Williams. Now, he goes for the high bomb. Not a spiral, but it's end over end. Taken well there by Ryan, and equally well taken there by the fullback Tristan Eldridge. We'll have a forced line dropout.
I wasn't sure whether he was trying to get the 1 foot back there to plant it in the in goal.
I think that might have been the option, but just a bit short of the goal line.
Accuracy by Williams there. It was just a great kick. Drop out. Comes back to the 40-metre line and a bit beyond.
Here he comes, the big interchange forward.
Mariner.
Yuli Mariner.
3 in the tackle, rolled him onto his back, so it's a slower play of the ball.
We've got 7 minutes to go. Here's Pepinell. A lot of teams value this last 7 minutes. They don't want to give away any points. The attacking team, they want to get on the board. They need to do so to fight back. Williams, Barlow. Oh, Underneath the legs there was Hartwig. Williams in a dummy half this time. Now for Buckley. Trying to bounce off a defender, possibly look for an offload. Couldn't get one on that occasion.
Coming out to
Thompson.
the left.
Pushed back.
Good defence, but
Beats one.
Broke the tackle. Got
Gets the
pass
offload away. He's Pepinell. And no, it's a penalty for an obstruction. The Rams again let off. Anytime the Colts have had possession down this end of the field, they end up losing the football or just giving away a penalty.
Must be so frustrating for their coach.
Yeah. Jason Kelly won't be happy about that at all.
Deciding to kick for touch right from the middle.
He's got
That's
a
a good
booming
kick
leg,
too.
Manning. There was absolutely no one back there.
Beautiful.
So easy 30, 35 metres made there from the 5/8 of the Western Rams.
Just over 5.5 minutes to go.
Here comes Hartwig.
Tackle just short of the halfway line on the first tackle. Nice little draw and pass.
On towards Liam Henry. Now here comes Collis out of dummy half. The danger
Ooh,
man
I
has
think
his
that'll be a
head
penalty.
taken off. We're going to see time blown off, and I believe possibly...
Do you think it's just fatigue? Just tiredness? The arm was thrown out?
Well, the last time I checked it was 29 degrees. It's got to be at least above 30 now.
Most definitely. We need that breeze to come up here into the commentary stand. That was just a lazy arm thrown out. There was no malice in it.
And they've had 4 tries scored against them. They've been defending their line what seems the majority of this first half. They're definitely going to be fatigued. It's such a live wire in Collis stepping around and getting low. It's going to be hard to tackle his middle. Here's Collis again. Short ball. And that's Nick Bennett.
Good defence. Got down low.
They got numbers here to this short side if they choose to go there.
That's where
Collis,
they're going.
Blackhall. Ryan with a dummy. Offend. Far
easy.
too easy for the Western Rams.
Might have
It's
been
that
Noah
spine.
Ryan, I think.
Collis, Blackhall, and now the fullback, Noah Ryan, gets his name on the score sheet. And they're queuing up here at Pioneer Oval. It's 28 points to 0.
I was wondering, I saw a match yesterday where in an under-18s match they kicked for goal to take the margin out to 14, and I was considering would they go for goal there right in front to take it out past 4 conversions, but no, they didn't need to. Try scored out wide. That will please Coach Kurt Hancock.
I won't please Tyler Colley with a difficult conversion on his hands, the toughest of the afternoon. But I've noticed in these under-16s and 18s country championships matches, we've seen a very attacking style from a lot of these sides. You know, you get a penalty inside the 20. They're not opting to go for the 2, which you might see up in first grade. They're opting to go for the 4 points, and I love that attacking nature from all sides that we've seen from both the northern and southern pools of all age groups.
The commentators yesterday were saying how it's almost become a sign of the times where they see the big boys do it and think, oh, well, yes, we should push it out to more than 2 converted tries yesterday. But no.
But it's a breath of fresh air,
It
in my
is.
opinion.
I love it. Ball in hand, see what you can do with it. So much training goes into all these planned moves. I guess when you're 24-0 up, you can chance your hand and say, okay, let's try X, Y, Z.
That's all right. Back yourself.
You can practice it at training 100 times, but to have it come off in the actual game.
Well, let's see if that happens for Tyler Colley from the sideline. No, away to the
further away.
right-hand side. So he'll be filthy that he's missed that one.
He'll go in at half-time asking his players to please score a bit closer in the second half. 2 minutes 45 remaining in this first half. Western Rams over the Monaro Colts. Well, we said that the Monaro Colts, their goal for that last 10 minutes was to not let another try in. Well, they did. In this last 2.5, they've got to really muscle up.
What's the response going to be from the Colts? They try and drive the 8 Liam Henry back. They start off their sets defensively well. Numbers in the tackle. It just seems later on in the set they seem to give away a penalty. And again, it might be down to that fatigue factor as Hartwig muscles his way up to the 40-metre line.
Well, if your opposition's scoring 28 points, you know they've got the ball in their hand plenty of times, which means if they've got the ball in their hand as the ball comes free there on the 50-metre mark, this is Monaro Colts' chance with 1 minute 50 to go. Well, that means you've been doing plenty of tackling. So fatigue will be playing a part, but what can they now do with it in their hands? 40 metres out.
Delamere, I thought, was going to try and link up with Lincoln Bradley. And you'd think for sure if they had a chance to score points, they'd take it with both hands. Where's it going to come from? Here's Mariner. He's being pushed back. And just great defensive numbers there from the Rams.
That's coming up half time, and this will remind you that SLE, the insurance.
So, under 90 seconds to go. Williams shows it once. Dummies goes himself, had support, but he was just a bit offside.
Little chicken legs, they go pretty fast.
Here we go, a run from dummy half. Tried to get the flick out the back. It's Fred Griffiths who's on the field. Here's the last. And it's been picked off. And let's see the chase for the Monaro Colts. I don't think anyone's going to get there. Put down the glasses. It's a try to the number 6 for the Western Rams in Ryan Manning. And he makes the job easier for Tyler Colley underneath.
Wow.
Well, just when you thought the Monaro Colts had a chance, a wide pass out here to the left-hand side. Ashton Nadu thought maybe we can get back in this contest. It's been picked off, picked his pocket and ran 90 metres.
Ryan Manning thought, how good is this? Opened his eyes, caught the ball. Quick dart down the other end. Right on half-time. He'll enjoy the oranges just that little bit more. As the score goes out to 32 zip with a kick to come right in front.
I've just noticed a player from the Rams on halfway as well. Just dealing with an issue, just trying to see who that is.
Might have got too much sunscreen on his nose.
I thought it might have been some bandaging on his nose.
Wasn't sure.
He seems to be okay now.
There you go.
There's the kick successful from Tyler Colley. He'll say thank you very much, Ryan Manning.
34-0.
Yeah, the big donut on the score sheet for the Monaro Colts. And, well, I guess this is a positive sign. There's some urgency to get into the sheds to get as much rest as they can and come back and, well, it's almost like a game of cricket. You've been set 34 points to come out and score in the second half. They're going to try and do better than they did in the first. Welcome back for the second half here at Pioneer Oval. Parks 34 points to nil. Loads of tries scored by the Western Rams. Much of the same in the second half, I'm sure the coach would have said.
I would imagine Kurt Hancock would have gone in very happy and sat his players down, given them an orange and said, just more of the same.
Missed the oranges at half time. The joys of playing rugby league. Just before we get the second half underway, I'd like to give a quick shout out to the man Mitch Hiscock. His 23rd birthday today, so happy birthday, mate. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Lots of points in the first half, and it'll be interesting to see what the Colts do in the second half as we get back underway. A kick towards the sideline. Well, what a start that would have been if there was an error made, but Ashton Naidoo coming towards the centre of the ground. Not going to make it easy for the Colts to start this second half.
Good chase there by Liam Henry. Big boy, but he made the tackle. Got across.
One of the quiet achievers in that first half for the Rams. Didn't get over the stripe, but got through his work.
There he is again, just making that tackle.
Here on, I believe that's Pepinell underneath. It is the lock forward for the Colts side. Here's an early kick from Williams. He's inside the 40. The wind to assist him, and the bounce perhaps will go down deep into the Rams side. But here we go. Some nice footwork from the fullback. Gets to just over the 10-metre line, but a good kick from Connor Williams. Now the Colts to try and put pressure on the Rams. Good legs tackle there.
Yeah, good defence so far by the Colts. They've here we go with Liam Henry.
Got to come out with some intensity.
Yeah, that's tackle 4, and they've still got them in their own 40, so that's good.
Maybe looking for an early kick. He's Blackhall. No way to Barlow. Nick Barlow from
Last
Bathurst
tackle.
Cats.
They're on the 50.
And Collis. Way to Blackhall, and here comes that toe kick. Nice high. And well,
It's gone back.
it has been ruled back. Luckily enough for the fullback there in Eldridge. God, it must be an absolute nightmare trying to get under one of Riley Blackhall's spiral bombs.
Hasn't he got them coming off the boot nicely?
Would have been practicing them all last night, all during the week, and I'm sure all during the country championships.
Good hard run up the middle there.
Yeah, Delamere.
Delamere.
Here's Pepinell.
Oh, they have come out with some good intensity in this second half, the Colts.
They've had to. 34 points. It's a lot to chase down if they're at all a chance. But they won't want to look at the scoreboard. They'll say, it's 0-0, boys. Let's go out and try and score as many points as we can in this second half.
Nick
Griffiths
Bennett
to
from
play.
Mudgee manhandled him.
Williams. He opts for the end-over-end kick again. Taken well there by Noah Ryan.
And
Beats
through the gap.
tackle of the 5'8", but no support on the inside. Taken well by Pepinell.
On the open side. Through the hands.
It's the 5 there, Marmion.
From Blaney. Brought it almost back to the 50-metre line. So, and a penalty. Oh, that hurts the Colts.
Well, it undone them in the first half. It seemed like any sort of momentum they sort of got, they just gave away a penalty and halted it just for the time being. The Rams...
Oh, has it found? Yes, it did.
It has nice touch finder. I think it was Manning
15
there on the
metres
left-hand
out.
side.
15 metres out, first tackle. This is their first real chance with it since they've come back on. What can they do?
Collis out the back, Manning. Now for the 10.
Nick Bennett from Mudgee takes it back.
Collis shows it once, goes
Oh,
himself, and straight over. Well, we saw Campbell Woolnough in the first half. Run from dummy half on this occasion. It's the live wire Elijah Collis in the 14 jumper. Gets
Anything
over.
you can do, I can do better, he says.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's going to have to score 3 tries to do better than Campbell Woolnough here this afternoon, but he's got 1 on the board. Can he make it 3? We'll have to wait and see in the remaining 31 minutes. The try there, it puts it 38 points to 0. It's looking rather ugly here for the Colts.
They showed good intensity in those first few minutes, but one careless mistake,
That's
holding
it.
a leg in a tackle.
It's all it takes, 1 penalty.
just marches their opposition upfield, and 15 metres out they were, and they've made them pay.
Well, surely Elijah Collis listened to Tyler Colley at halftime and said, okay, I will get as close to the uprights as I can.
He's still on the Christmas card list.
A bit too early to be talking about Christmas, surely.
Oh. It's almost Easter. We're only 5 weeks off Easter.
They'd be here before you know it. Now we've got 6 months of rugby league to enjoy. I like to sit back and enjoy it as it comes month by month. He's been near perfect with the boot, besides that miss from wide out. Colley.
And it's across.
Now 40 points, 10 shy of the half century. Of course, the 16s brought up the half century, 52-10 winners over the Monaro Colts, taking them to 4-0.
18's looking to do the same.
And they're also going to John Arrow Oval next week in Bathurst against the GSR Wests Tigers. Of course, coverage of that will be shown on Facebook Live, as this coverage has been streamed through Bar TV Sports. I'd like to thank them. Of course, without them, we wouldn't have the coverage to show these great competition matches in the country championships.
Good hard run back. 25 metres out.
I don't know about you, Graham, but I can really start to feel that heat. I'm sure the players are feeling the exact same out there on the paddock.
I'm nearly wanting the water hydration officer to come up, feed me some water. Where are those oranges, half-time oranges?
Yeah, I might speak to both the coaches and see if there's any left over from half-time.
Elijah Collis tackled just over the 40-metre line on the opposition half. Little kick through.
Yeah, Black Hall chasing his
Look at
Barlow.
That. Barlow was running like a centre three-quarter there.
Yeah, but Menka Lower almost lost the football.
And did.
And in fact, he has lost the football.
Not happy.
Not happy at all. Looked to keep his hands on the football, but just a little fumble.
Just being questioned, the referee.
I spoke about it yesterday. I think having one referee done a fantastic job here this afternoon, Dylan Clark, as did William D'Amato in the last game. Pretty hard making these split decisions when there's only one referee on the field, but at the same time, it's the first and final decision that makes it count.
That's right.
I think we get a faster, free-flowing game as well.
Scrum being fed, coming out, open side.
Collis moves it away to the 3, Mackenzie Atkins.
15 metres out. Collis dummy half, goes back to the left.
Hartwig. Interesting to see how they set up, what shapes they use.
5 metres out.
Blackhall calling for it on the right-hand side, almost lost. Here is Blackhall. Out it comes away, Manning, Ryan, and just through the hands. Unfortunate. There, love it. Just gone behind him. Play slows just a bit. 27 minutes remaining, 40 points the difference. This is only game 2 of our coverage. We've got 2 more games to come. The under-23s. And, of course, the women's tackle. Great to see the women on the paddock as well.
We were talking in the under-16s, how half the team were made up of the Valley Dragons for this Monaro Colts. In this 18s fixture, we've got 8 from Queanbeyan United. Just all those little combinations that players make in their weekend footy is very, very helpful when it comes to rep footy. They know each other's game. So 8 in this Monaro Colts team, all coming from the same weekend team.
I don't think they've really been given the chance to showcase what they've been made of. The Rams really haven't given them anything to work with. Probably shows you just how great this Rams team is. As they shift the ball wide, Lincoln Bradley out there. Shows some nice footwork, tried to get the ball away, couldn't.
40 metres out from the opposition try line.
Good scramble defence. He's the 15 in Noah Sadler. The last tackle to the left they come, and he's just dropped it.
On the last tackle.
The heads drop, and they're just going to call a knock on and a play the ball 6 tackle change over. Thought for a moment the Colts heads dropped and the Rams are pick that up and go the length of the field.
That can happen too easily too. An error's made and they're dirty on themselves, but you've got to play the ball, play the whistle. Nice tackle underneath there.
That was the 14, Griffiths.
So Nuggety, there he goes again, Nuggety little player. Not a lot of height to him.
Just creating the play of the ball there, so a kick for touch here from Manning.
Been good with their kicks for touch.
Yeah, got a lot of distance on them. Try and pick 25 to 30 metres every time. That time they only get about 20. But it's 20 more metres than they would have had. They get a fresh set of 6 as well. So the tap kick comes through Collis now for Manning. Here's the 10 with a barging run.
Bennett.
Been pretty solid. He started off the bench this week with the interchange forwards coming on to start. A nice run.
Good run there, Jack Hartwig, is it?
And it looks to be. Jersey 11.
Yep.
Collis. Now for Manning.
Nice. Just held it up.
Not straight through. Some good defence there from the Colts. Still showing that they want to defend. Trying to get his way to the line.
It's right on that try line. He'll bring
Just
it back.
slowed up a bit here, Hartwig. So Collis now out for Blackhall. Dummies.
Oh.
The fancy footwork again, although it's good defence.
He
The
almost
15 getting up, holding him up.
He almost took too long. He was too upright.
There's
Needed to get lower.
Noah Sadler there with the tackle.
Wow.
Yeah, Blackhall thought he got over before he had gotten over.
I thought he'd got over. He was. He made them look silly with his footwork.
There's an open space. He's Manning with a dummy, a dink, a regather. Wasn't played at, so I think it's 6 to go.
That'll be the last tackle. Change over.
No, yeah, it wasn't played at, so it will be no 6 to go. It'll be a 6 tackle changeover, and the Colts will have to work it from deep within their own half.
Now, if you're Western Rams and you're leading 40 to zip, you're still wanting your players to make sure you keep them down here as best you can.
That's it. Well, we saw that in the 16s. That's why that performance was so good. They led for the whole match by a lot of points, and still showing the same intensity as we see Hartwig on the much bigger man. Delamere tried to take him one-on-one. It was David versus Goliath-like stuff that. As Hartwig's gone towards the middle of the field. That lock forward roll was...
Flipped him onto his back.
Nathan Ward is off the park.
We're up over the 50 now.
Williams tried to get the ball
did.
late.
Last tackle. 40 metres out from the opposition line.
Williams now
Up
for
it goes.
Thompson.
Good kick.
Another end-over-end kick, but taken safely there by Noel Ryan. Steps around one defender. Makes the distance up for the Rams to get back. I suppose when you're up 40-0, I mean, I think you'll be resting players, but if you're worried about little niggles, maybe bring them off. There's a penalty for the Western Rams, but maybe some extra game time for Elijah Collis. You see Campbell Woolno, he's been on the bench.
He's had the ice pack on the head. It's very hot conditions down there. He'll be enjoying this break, but also too just watching Elijah go through his paces. And as you say, it's good for these ones that aren't getting as much game time to show their wares. And at 40-0, you can... Good contact. I felt that up here.
Well, I think it was a better part of contact from the man running the football, the 12.
And a good offload there.
And here comes Elijah Collis. Looking for an offload. A Blackhall in the dummy half now for Manning.
And in no time at all, we're 10 metres out.
Out the back, Ryan holds on to it as Aikens.
Might have bumped into a
I think that's
Colts player.
I think that's what the official Dylan Clark has ruled. It's gone into a Colts player. So, unfortunately, a knock on there from another promising attacking rave for the Rams.
They got up this end very, very easily again.
They seem to be doing it every set. The forwards making 10, 15 metres.
Silly penalty given away by the Colts. And the Rams take advantage. They get up into the red zone. Now, 40-0 down, 20 minutes to go. Colts bringing it out from their own 10. They must hold on to it. They must get to their kick and go deep.
Here comes lower. I think first and foremost, like we said at the conclusion of the first half, they need to not concede any more points. I thought there was an error there. It just can't happen. They can't concede any more points. They need to. I think they need to expand on their attack a bit. Get it out to these wingers in Lower and Nadu. They've had to come in and do some hard work as they try and go inside through Eldridge. I don't think the outside men, it was the reason why they were so successful last week, as Daley gets an offload away to Bradley.
Here's something.
That's second phase play.
Good work, Colts. They've got it up to the 35 metres out.
That's what they did last week. They worked through their back rowers and then laid a platform for their outside backs.
Last tackle.
Williams with the kick. Ryan allowing to bounce and dribble. Uses his speed.
And there's your line that hasn't come up as a straight line.
We could see something here. Noah Wright, he's got support, but great one-on-one tackle. Tristan Eldridge.
Well done.
And that's great right there. You're down by 40 points, and to make a one-on-one tackle, take him over the touchline, really good skill and just toughness shown there by the fullback, Tristan Eldridge.
He chanced his hand, Noah Ryan, coming close to the sideline. The Monaro defence from that kick didn't come up as a straight line, so he was able to dodge the first one, little sidestep, and get around the others that were coming behind him. But too close to the sideline, was dragged out beautifully.
I thought for sure there was an option there on the inside.
Yes, there
quite
was.
Possibly there was.
I think
we see an offload, a nice dummy, and here comes the sensor, gets the ball away. Is it going to be forward? No, look at Bradley with it. And he's looked like one of their more dangerous players, Tom Gaffey. That big, rangy back rower-like figure, but playing in the centres, the quick tap and run, and here comes Lincoln Bradley.
There have been some of these Monaro Colts players that really, I feel, they haven't touched the ball enough.
Hayden Bradley from dummy half.
Easy try.
Well, that'll be the fourth try we've seen scored from a dummy half today. And just looked up, there was a bit of space and a 4-pointer for the Monaro Colts.
And it gets the Monaro Colts off the nudie run. Brings them on to 4 points.
Monaro, open their eyes. Number 9.
Western Rams coach Kurt Hancock has said, well, that's not what we really wanted. We wanted to keep them to zip. And the interchange players are all standing up. So it looks like 4 interchanges about to happen.
You spoke about the Queen Bean United. 8 players from this Monaro Colts side from Queen Bean United. Hayden Bradley being one of them. Bring a smile to them as I'm sure their competition is set to get underway quite shortly following this country championships. As the players go back and play some club football. Great to get the kids back.
That'll be a good confidence booster for the Colts. They've been under the pump. Would have gone in at half time. Coach would have... as the conversion attempt hits the upright and bounces back, so it stays at 40-4. Coach would have had a bit to say, you would think, at half time, but they let in an early try, and that would have upset him. But since then... they've been a little bit more enterprising with the ball. They've had repeat sets through penalties. So that might be a good confidence booster for them. I can't see them coming back to win, but their coach will be really hoping they dig deep and put another try on. Do a repeat set here.
And they'll want to disrupt the Western Rams build as we see a kick that's gone very deep, and Brad Buckley's just let it go over the touching goal. It'll be a line dropout.
He watched it.
Just a bit of miscommunication. I think he thought Zane Thompson was going to get to the ball, but just letting the ball bounce.
Got to know where that back line is. Well, and there's an error. There's an error that didn't need to be made. That must just frustrate the coach.
And the ball holding up in the wind a bit. Now here comes a barging run by the 16.
Colby Peckham.
Peckham
Dubbo
straight
Sims.
through. Now there's a yawning gap towards the middle of the field if they choose to go that way. They give it to the 17 in large. There's still numbers out to this right-hand side, but they're going to give away a penalty, the Colts.
I'd love to see the penalty count today. There's been plenty.
Yeah, hasn't been afraid to blow the whistle, taking charge, the referee. The Rams, another opportunity to score another try. Blackhall, Manning, dummy, step, another step.
And both.
Can you tackle him? They just do before he gets to the try line. And now I think he's been hurt in the tackle. He stepped himself silly there, Manning.
Off the left and the right.
Well, let's hope his ankles are all right. And one thing I mentioned yesterday, how great is the work of the trainers of all the clubs that play in both Northern Southern Pool under 16s and 18s, making sure their players, as soon as they go down, they're straight on the paddock.
And for the ones who are needing a drink, they're there for them, the old hydration officers.
And former Parramatta Hydration Officer Matt Calvert in co-commentary yesterday. It was great to have him on board and give some insight into the Parramatta boys. We see play resume. Hartwig
standing out wide, pushes the first defender off and the second.
Look to get the off. Doesn't even need to offload. He did get it down.
That's just pure strength.
I told you, he's a try-scoring machine, Hartwig. He's bagged himself, not one, but he's got himself a double.
He had really no right to score that one because
not at all. He had 2 or 3 defenders on him.
They should have had him.
And he's just dragged them to the line.
That's just pure strength.
And the boy from Forbes, he really impressed me in last year's country championships. He's doing the same again here in the under-18s. And that's going to be one of the great things coming up through these competitions is if they elect to stay down or play for the Western Rams through the 16s, 18s and 23. See the growth and development of these players. Guys like Tyler Colley and guys like Jack Hartwig, Riley Blackhall. Been here both last year and this year.
There's a player playing in the under-23s for Monaro this afternoon that was a Western Ram as a junior. And he's now changed allegiances because he now lives down Canberra way. I speak of Matt Woolnough. His brother.
Bit of rivalry there.
Yes, his brother playing in this game, the 9 for Western Rams.
Just to speak about some of the quality you might see in the 23s, former under-20s Canberra player Harry Van Dardel lining up at fullback in the under-23s contest. We'll see later this afternoon. Tyler Colley.
Beautiful.
He's been fantastic with the boot by that one missed conversion. But that brings us to 46 points to 4. Or is it 44? I can't see if they've changed the scoreboard.
Yes, 46.
46 to 4. I thought I was losing my mind there for a second, but we have 15 minutes to go. And the sun has just died down, thankfully for us in the commentary box. But also the players on the field. Still 15 minutes is a lot of time for the Western Rams to score more points.
Good contact again.
Campbell Woolnough back on the field.
Yeah, just got him a little bit above the horizontal there. It was purely accidental, I think, in the end. They put him down very gently.
We'll see what the referee does here. Maybe just a word with the Nara Colts player. I believe it's the 12, Delamere. Yeah, just a word. Don't lift him above the horizontal, boys.
I will say through the first 3 rounds, and again today, it's been very good sportsmanship. As soon as the matches are over, the players are appreciating each other's efforts, win, lose or draw. It's been great to see.
No matter the scoreline as well. I'm sure we'll see the same after this game, and we still have 14 and a half minutes to play as Woolno out of dummy half comes away to Manning now for Blackhall. Probably got the ball a bit too late for his liking, and some good defence there from Barlow and Longhurst as well.
Got up a little bit gingerly too there. He's gone back down.
He's Hartwig.
I wouldn't be messing with him when you're leading 46-4. I'd be taking him off.
Woolno out of dummy half. Tried to put a shot on there. Connor Williams didn't really come off. They're now 10 metres out from the line. Comes away Hartwig again. Really difficult customer to contain.
You think you've got him, and then he spins.
Yeah. It's like black smoke, just goes straight through. Oh, could have been an intercept there.
I think he thought he had it too.
I think they're going to call a double knock. I think they're going to call a double knock on here. So it'll be a scrum feed to the Monaro Colts. It is in fact so. But again, just so dangerous down both left and right side of the field. And then just when you think they're not going to have an opportunity, they come through you through the middle.
Now they've moved Blackhall out to the wing here. He went down with an injury.
Yeah, it didn't look too good.
I just don't. He's pushed Tyler Colley inside him in defence. He's just hobbling a little bit. I'd be, with this score in, there's no doubt they're going to go on and win this one. I haven't looked at how many interchanges they've done, but with one round left to go in the normal rounds, I wouldn't be risking him.
Perhaps you think they've exhausted all their interchange, or they're trying
They
to...
did a mass change on
They're
that
trying
last
to
one,
discuss now whether their last interchange is to bring the half back off. Because we still have 12 minutes to play, and they don't want to tire out their players, although they do lead 46-4. He's Delamere.
He's having to make that tackle there.
In defence. Good front-on contact, but didn't really complete the tackle. He's going to have to turn here, kick there by the back rower, and here comes the four. He's been pretty impressive. It's going to be a knock-on for the Rams, and
just Benjamin Atkins there, Mackenzie Atkins rather, just fumbling, got between his feet.
I really like the ticker from the man that's come into the side, Tom Gaffey, the 4 for the Monaro Colts. Didn't play last week, but showed all intensive purposes that he wants to play this week and going on into next week. He definitely wants to lock down that right centre position.
He's got size. They look like they've got a move happening here. Maybe he's coming back on the inside, but
yeah, thought it might have involved him, but Lincoln Bradley takes the tackle.
He's got size about him.
And he
Gaffey
likes to lurk in and around. He's Pepinell.
Rightio, we're 8 metres out. Monaro Colts, 1 try only today. Can they make it 2?
Here goes Williams. Oh, good tackle. He was at the fullback. Launching up out of the line. Now Bradley, Buckley, trying to barge his way over. They could come out to the right-hand side. Or Bradley could just go over himself and bag a double. Well, I think both sides would be really poor in terms of looking where the dummy half is. We've seen 5 tries now from the dummy halves from pretty short distances.
Guess what the number 1 training drill will be this week?
Goal line defence with the dummy half.
Hayden Bradley doubled up his tries, 2 tries for the game.
But again, credit to Hayden Bradley for noticing the space, burrowing his way over.
And not giving up. Well behind on the scoreboard, but he hasn't given up.
That's it, backing himself.
So this kick to get them into double figures with 10 minutes 15 to go.
Pretty simple attempt.
And it's over.
So the Colts to play the Penrith Panthers next week.
Hayden Bradley
In the 18s and 16s. Of course, in the 16s, it seems like that second versus third battle will be to play the Western Rams in the Andrew Johns Cup semi-final for the Southern Pool. And throughout the 4 rounds, if it were to come down to those 3 teams, where do your allegiances lie? Who do you see coming out on top of the southern pool to possibly go on and take on the Northern Rivers side in the northern pool?
Well, the Rams are going through undefeated at present, but they only just got over the Panthers in round 1, 14-12, and I think the Panthers have since shown they're a strong outfit. So
definitely think a rematch is in order.
I definitely think they'll be the 2 that go through from the southern pool. As another mistake happens from the Colts.
Yeah, just the sun coming back out, the heat starting to creep back out onto the field. Definitely has a presence. It's almost like an 18th body on the field, the sun. You get hit by a player, you also get hit around by the sun.
And also the scoreboard, when you look at 46-10.
Yeah, that's right.
You know the match is gone. The Colts players will be playing for their spot in the lineup next week, I think.
Yeah, still got to wear your heart on your sleeve for the final 8.5 minutes of this one. We'll know. It's a large.
Going for the one-on-one strip, but
can't do that with 2 people in the tackle as he added himself there. Kane Smith.
out
We'll
to
know.
the right.
Manning.
Oh, good line.
He threw, beats
And
oh.
got a beautiful offload.
Well, it was a great pass. We saw
There's
it in
the
the
half century.
16s. And great support play by the 5'8", Ryan Manning. Out of the Orange Hawks. Raise the bat, Western Rams once again. They've reached 50 with 7.5 minutes to play.
50-10 with 7 minutes to go. Kick the cup. Just remind you again with SLE insurance.
And now that's 3 Western Rams players in this 18 side here today that have bagged themselves doubles. Ryan Manning, Campbell Woolnough and Jack Hartwig.
There you go. They won't be letting their teammates forget that either, I wouldn't think, when they get back into the sheds.
For our young people.
And also the coach, they'll be letting him know. Did you see I scored 2 today?
I think the 3 of them will be wanting to score a hat-trick. If they can.
They'll have 7 minutes.
Plenty of time.
Out of the 3, who's going to do it?
Well, I thought last year Jack Hartwig was going to score a hat-trick on a game that I covered. It wasn't the case. He scored a double. It was excellent. So perhaps it's this time at Pioneer Oval in Parks where he gets over the line. But all 3 of them, they've scored doubles and they've all looked likely every time they've touched the football. We turn our attention to Tyler Colley, who been fantastic with the boot so far this afternoon. Been pretty easy conversions, but you still need to get it between the uprights to score the 2 points.
52-10.
8 from 9 for Tyler.
What was the score in the 16s match?
52-10, I believe.
There you go. So, same score as the 16s match here with just a tick over 6 minutes to go. Western Rams will be hoping to better that. And of course the Colts will be hoping not to let any more tries in and maybe snuffle one back themselves. Good hard run back.
Now, I've got to tell you, as exciting as the draws have been, my heart goes out as we see a break down the left-hand side. Here is the man, Hartwig. Tackled well.
Down.
But they're on the counter-attack. Here's Campbell Woolnough. Where's Ryan Manning? He's chatting. He wants the football in his hands.
Campbell gets up to play it.
Blackhall.
Out to the right.
Now for the lock forward.
Oh, the
breaking
captain.
through. Can he get it over? No, short of the line. Woolnough. Out for
nice
Blackhall. Now for Manning. Tried the grubber himself. And the Colts, I think, have ended up with a football.
Good football, though, by the Rams.
Yeah, all 3 men getting themselves...
tackle
good
there.
defence. Pushing him
Ben
back.
Lovett from Parks.
Oh, he's been
Local
great
boy.
defensively here today.
Probably knows every blade of grass of this ground.
And how much does that play a factor, especially in these rep comps? You know, you play here all week, every week, and then come to play on your home turf. Must do you the world of good.
He'd have family and friends here watching. Didn't have to worry about travel this morning.
Yeah, he could have walked down.
It does make a big difference, I reckon. And here we go with a kick.
Last tackle, Williams. He's been pretty good at finding the turf.
Tyler Colley picks up the ball, 15 metres out. Dummy and go. Brings it to almost 30 out. Run here from Mackenzie Atkins.
The outside backs will just come and do their job.
Give the forwards a breather.
And they've deserved it after all the hard work. But
Hartwig says, no, I'm a back. I haven't touched
give
the
me the
ball
ball,
enough.
boys. Woolno now for Blackhall, out for Manning. Another dummy and run. Here goes Manning. Can he get over the line for try number 3? He's going to skip and beat Eldridge. And into the corner goes the 5/8 for the Orange Hawks. Ryan Manning, take your bow. 1, 2, 3 tries.
Tyler Colley says, you were meant to step in. Now I've got a kick from out wide.
He had support on the inside with Campbell Woolno as well. So he could have given Woolno, been unselfish and given him the hat trick, but
No, he knew. He looked who it was and thought, hang on,
I know what's going on here.
I could be leading try scorer today, and what do you know, he is.
But it's been those. All 17 players have been fantastic.
Been
for
strong.
the Rams, but it's been those 3 players. It's been Ryan Manning. It's been Jack Hartwig, Campbell Woolno. They've been just a well-oiled machine in terms of the team. But these 3 men, they're the real danger players, the game breakers for the Rams.
They've looked good. They have looked good. They'll go into next week's match against the West Tigers down in Bathurst, feeling very good about themselves. Last round match.
Yeah, definitely. And the Monaro Colts, they'll have to pick themselves back up for one more match against the Penrith Panthers. Looking to finish off the competition strong. As well, Tyler Colley.
Well, he's on his preferred side, being a lefty.
It will definitely help him.
He's taking it back to the junction of the 20 metre.
I'm not trying to open up the angle. He thinks he's got the distance. You backing him in here?
How could you not? He's had a good kicking game.
Let's see this one home. Tyler Colley.
And yes.
Oh, never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Straight from the sideline, furthest from the broadcast. Tyler Colley been sensational today. 9 from 10 with the boot. We see a 58 points to 10 scoreline with just shy of 90 seconds to go.
About a minute to go.
Well, they've just been outclassed today, the Morano Colts. They've come here today and they've struck an opposition that are just a class above. Pure and simple.
Well, as I alluded to earlier, every chance the Rams have gotten, they've taken it with both hands. And I feel like the Colts haven't had many opportunities at all. We've seen Hayden Bradley take 2. But besides that, they've really struggled to get out of their own half. They've made errors. They've given away penalties. And the Rams have capitalised on every single thing.
Errors with the ball and without the ball.
Yeah, that's right. Those penalties have been coach killers.
Yes.
Oh, that's
45 seconds to go.
That's what I could smell, the calamari stand.
Doesn't smell all right, doesn't it?
Here's the kick. Lincoln Bradley going back. Just want to run back with 30 seconds to go. Oh, good
nice hit.
shot.
Captain there, Nathan Ward.
I'll tell you what,
And again.
he's got a big body, the number 4, Tom Gaffey. He got straight back up and played the ball like nothing happened. Delamere.
Well, there's 3 tackles in a row by the captain.
And on that
Ward.
occasion, he was just inside the 10, or marker not square. Referee will just pull him aside. And not too sure what this conversation will be about. There's
Okay. High tackle,
Yeah,
maybe with the use of the elbow. He seemed to hold his
Yeah.
elbow up. So number 16, Colby Peckham.
I hope that doesn't rule out his chances of playing next week. But if so, we'll give a opportunity for someone else to step into this side. And
As the siren sounds, that'll just be this play.
what are we going to see on the last play?
You wouldn't think too much.
Just,
Got it away. And that'll be it.
Well, what a attacking display we've seen for the Western Rams. The Colts, well, they gave it their hardest, but they've only come up with 10 points. The Rams have come up with 58 points in this game. We'll go through the try scorers now. Ryan, a hat-trick to the 5'8", Ryan Manning from Orange Hawks. Campbell Woolno and Jack Hartwig both with doubles. Nick Barlow and the man off the bench from Wellington, Elijah Collis. And for the Monaro Colts, a double to Hayden Bradley. Gives us the 58-10 scoreline here in the Laurie Daley Cup under-18s. Been fantastic calling with you, Graham.
Thank you, James. It's been great. Good
And,
couple of games.
We'll be back shortly for, I believe the women's is on next, the women's tackle. And then following that, our main event, the under-23s. So 2 more games of coverage to go. A loud ovation for the Western Rams girls that came onto the field. Welcome back to Pioneer Oval Parks. James Robertson covering this match. The women's country championships between the Western Rams and Monaro Colts. Run through the side quickly. Regan at fullback. On the wings, Jones, the captain, and Hoswell. The centres, Chapman and Cotton. In the halves, Naden and Ford. At lock, Todd Hunter. The second row, Toomey and Hassan Williams. Up front, Lepayo, Phillips, Griffiths. On the bench, Ryan, Burgess, White, Evans. And for the Colts, Hazleton at the back. Fonseca and Wright on the wings. Tooth and Hawk in the centres. Ingram and Massey in the halves. A few changes here with Frost. Hart and Robinson in the back row. Economist and Podmore and Lull is the front row. On the bench, Ottaway, Arfeli, Allen, Glover, Winbank and Miners will see those changes. Lots of numbers here for the Colts, but we're underway. And a historic day here at Parks for the first tackle women's rugby league for the country championships. So a game yesterday, the Illawarra South Coast Dragons involved with that. Down at Wollongong, fantastic to see the women doing what they love and playing tackle rugby league. We see the 11 here for the Monaro Colts, Regan Hart. They try and work it away, although it's